This is 1 Week Rental, and for our 200th episode, we are covering The Dark Knight by Christopher Nolan. You've probably seen this movie. First in the history segment, how do you tackle a movie as huge as this in a history segment? We have to chop off a few limbs and just focus on those. So we bring you through the brief history of the Joker as a character, try to figure out what makes him so popular. Then we talk about Heath Ledger. We talk about the marketing campaign built around Heath Ledger and then the sad circumstances around his death and how that affected the movie's marketing, and then the movie's reception, and then the legacy of The Dark Knight and the Joker itself. And if you want to skip past all of that and just skip to me and Laci talking about the movie itself, look on your screen right now at the timestamp and scroll to that part of the episode, and you'll get to hear us talking about The Dark Knight on 1 Week Rental, the summer of Nolan.
I'm trapped in space, or in a dream, or in a hole. I can't do anything. My wife is dead. It wasn't me.
Sure.
I'm on a beach, and I can't ever leave. I built a bomb, a Batman bomb. What have I done? Turns out the bomb is me. Soaking up the sun with Christopher. Enjoying surfing sand with Christopher. Licking up our time with my friend Christopher. You know it's Christopher.
Hey, this is the 1 Week Rental podcast, and we're so pleased to welcome you once again to the summer of Nolan. I'm Matt Stokes.
And I'm Laci Roth.
This is 1 Week Rental. Every week on the podcast, we spend the week with the movie, and then we tell you everything that we have learned. And this is the 200th time we have done that. 200th episode of our show. So we're doing it on a pretty damn big movie, The Dark Knight.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So 200 times we have done this. We've been doing it a long time. Go check out that archive. Look for your favorite movie, if it's not The Dark Knight, and start with that episode. But I got to tell you, Laci.
Tell me. Lay it on me.
200 episodes in, I could never have been more surprised than when we finished the 2.5 hour running time of The Dark Knight. And Laci says, I fucking love that movie.
I was also shocked.
Truly.
I don't remember liking it the last time I saw it.
Not only, so first of all, first things first, you had seen the movie before, but not in theaters.
Thought so.
Not in theaters.
I don't know.
Well,
who could ever know these things?
Yeah. Nobody ever knows stuff like that. But I remember watching this movie with you very early in our relationship at my little rinky-dink apartment in uptown New Orleans. And I remember you saying once the ferry sequence starts, I don't want to watch this anymore.
You keep saying ferry, and I'm like, that sounds so fun, like a little ferry sequence.
But
okay,
no.
on the boats.
Yeah, when they're on the boats.
Yeah, because they're choosing. Times were different then in my life. I had less control over my children. Maybe I didn't want people blowing them up.
That makes sense now that you say it like that. I was like, but it's fun. They're on the ferries. They're going to pull the little train.
My little kid, he's sad. Yeah, this time my kid was sitting right next to me, and that shit was fun.
That's the other thing. The 15-year-old in the room with us also having a great time with this movie. Had never seen this movie. I don't think even. Mm-mm. It's funny. I tried to quiz the 15-year-old while you were going to the bathroom. Like, hey, so what Batman? Okay, so Batman is Bruce Wayne, and the kid's like, no shit. Like, but I don't think you've ever seen a Batman movie before, though. So, like, how do you know all that? I don't know. You just absorb this by osmosis. But The Dark Knight itself, we're not huge fans of Batman Begins this most recent time around. And I just know from watching movies with you, this is generally not your kind of thing. But you were into this.
I don't even know what thing you would say this is. 'Cause I feel like it's many things. And just Heath Ledger is just, I'm locked in. His little mannerisms, they're gross. They're like so not things I'm normally okay with. Mouth sounds, licking. It's like he embodied someone who literally had these kind of insane mouth injuries. And what would that be like? Your tongue would be placed in a different way. The way you speak would be affected. You'd constantly be kind of adjusting yourself and like maybe gathering spit off of where it shouldn't be collecting. And how did he do that? It was just, I don't think I appreciated that the first time. And I think I was probably really distracted by the fact that the actor is no longer alive. And this time I was distracted by it in a good way.
But this is a movie that was so rapturously received. Unanimous, oh my God, greatest superhero movie of all time, maybe one of the great American movies ever made. It has so much to say about the war on terror and the moment we're living in. Wow. And I could not have been more excited to go see it in a movie theater. And I went to a midnight screening, and I remember the movie ends and I thought, that kind of stunk.
Oh.
I then gave it another chance because everybody kept saying it's amazing. Watched it on DVD and liked it more. But basically every single time I have watched this movie, and I've probably watched it 10 to 15 times.
Wow.
Now, I feel the exact same way.
What?
Which is like, I give this movie 3.5 stars, which is like the most non-committal star rating you can give to a movie that you think it's good.
You give those a lot.
Yeah. Which is for like 2/3 of the movie. I'm like, what am I talking about? This is great.
Yeah.
And then that final third happens.
Where would you start the final third? The fairies?
Harvey Dent turns into Two-Face.
Oh.
And I think this is stupid, and this is confusing, and this is boring. And now everything that annoys me about Christopher Nolan is coming out. And all the things that we talked about in our Batman Begins episode about thinking like, did a child write this script in crayon? It's ideas about crime. It's ideas about like, what's a bad person? I need to be a symbol, Alfred. That I feel like The Dark Knight does a good job of hiding it, and then it just like splooges all over your face in the final third of The Dark Knight.
What is it splooge?
The ideas about how important it is to be a symbol, a white knight who can fight crime. And what they are talking about, ladies and gentlemen, Harvey Dent, he's a prosecutor who goes after the mob. Just substitute Harvey Dent, Aaron Eckhart for Rudy Giuliani. That's who they're talking about.
But don't you think this movie is saying is that you shouldn't be waiting for white knights, that they don't exist, that all people are flawed? It's just about circumstance?
No, they're saying you need to believe. It's so important that people believe in white knights. That will make it's people believing. It's like a Tinkerbell thing. Like we have to believe in good fairies and then the world will change. And so I just get mad and want to throw something at the TV. And I like Aaron Eckhart a lot in this movie, but I think that this character kind of sucks. We're going to get into all of this.
I don't know how I feel.
But Laci,
you're taking things away from me.
Yeah, this was the most I'd ever enjoyed it because I had you and Max sitting next to me being so into it. I was like, I'm pumping my fist too.
I totally forgot about the Two-Face turn, so that it really helped me. I just like Dent. That's not a hero's name. Dent. That's
Dent.
Something that's damaged.
Damn.
Dent.
Well, the good thing.
So that, and he has a villain's chin, right? So I'm like, when's that going to come up? And then it's like, oh, he claims to be Batman. Maybe he's got a villain's chin because it's like, no, you're not. Everyone can tell you're not. And then I was like, oh, I thought he turned a bit too quick. I don't know how much nice guy was in there if that's all it fucking takes.
The thing about Harvey Dent, which is not gone into in this movie, is he has multiple personality disorder, and Two-Face is always inside of him. Once he has the accident, that's the personality that takes over. Okay,
because it is interesting that he's like, what did your friends at the DA used to call me? Or, what did your friends at the precinct used to call me when I was such and such? Don't let me tell. Two-Face. It's like, wait, I don't know if you earned that. I don't know that we have any knowledge of you before right now or the way you were at the beginning of this movie. So what's the Two-Face coming from?
With that, he was at Internal Affairs investigating cops. So he's like, he is a cop. So he's like, acts like he's your friend, but actually I'm taking all you guys down.
When really it was a good cop, bad cop inside of him. And the good cop was always there not taking them down at all. If
you're aware that Harvey Dent is Two-Face, even that's okay because, in many Batman stories you watch, for example, the Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson Batman, Harvey Dent's in that movie and he's not Two-Face yet. He's played by Billy D. Williams, and then he gets recast, a black man replaced by a white man, Tommy Lee Jones, for when he becomes Two-Face.
Well, that's really his Two Faces.
And then Batman, the animated series, there's tons of episodes before he takes the turn, and Harvey Dent is a character in the show. So you can watch this movie and assume, oh, okay, he'll turn in the next movie.
Which is why I didn't think he'd turn in the next movie. I thought we'd see his story arc in the next movie.
I think everyone kind of assumed that because that was not present in the marketing at all. And it's one of the things I appreciate in the movie is that they just complete his story. It's not teased. It's not teased for a sequel. Tell the story you want to tell right now. Don't save stuff for the future. But you loved this movie. I truly could not have been more surprised. We had also watched Heat, which you had never seen. And Nolan he's not been shy about his love for Michael Mann and for Heat and for saying with The Dark Knight, I wanted to make Heat, but in Gotham City. how much do you feel that is there in the final movie?
No, I wouldn't have connected the two at all. I mean, I think it's just such a, I guess, because he was an interesting spin on an idea that was new at the time, and maybe because I've also then saw
Den of Thieves.
Yes, and just the idea that police and the people out there protecting people and the criminals, they're all walking a very fine line and are way more similar than they are different. So if it's telling the story of Heat because the Joker and Batman are like, they're not mirrors of each other, they're just really similar and they kind of complete each other. And I guess that's the De Niro to the Pacino. Is that how it's like Heat?
I think that's part of it. I think it is, let me tell a story about a city and the way all of these things are connected, the way the crime is connected to the people chasing the crime. But I don't think it's a successful examination of a city like that. And
No.
I think it has a lot of flaws that Batman Begins also had with its ideas about crime and what causes crime and how you effectively deal with crime. And we'll talk about all of that as we go through the movie itself.
I mean, again, it's still a baby-brained idea. It's like, no, we just really need to get the mafia. As if that's any big city's biggest issue with crime. Like, it might be the most longest spanning, it's a pipeline, and you're not going to ever really get rid of that kind of thing. But, like, it's always still poverty. It's all the abuse at home and neglect at home. Like, this isn't what's wrong with the city. This is just something cities have in them.
Yeah,
is an organized. There's the people who police crime for your typical folk, and then there's people who rise up and make sure things are fair for the ones you're not representing. That's the mafia.
The central thing with Bruce Wayne is this is a stupid thing to want to do with your billions if you want to make the world a better place. And my favorite Batman stories are the ones that acknowledge that, like Tim Burton's 2 movies. However, if I did this video where I tried to say, like, what would be an actually responsible way for Bruce Wayne to spend his billions of dollars to make the world a better place?
Give it to everyone.
But what does that mean? What are you giving that? You're giving it to charities? Charities
No.
are also corrupt.
You're giving it to each individual person who's over 18.
How? Like you're sending them all a check?
Yeah, you're giving them like the way they did it for after COVID. During COVID.
Yeah, that is a thing you could definitely do.
Put it in a trust and it's for the world. I have no idea how you do it.
Yeah, because then it's, well, who's administering the trust? I think the best thing that you can do is you got to find a politician, probably. You have to find a Bernie Sanders. You have to find somebody committed to systemic change. And this movie does do that. It's just that the politician he finds is a tough on crime prosecutor. And that's what makes it stupid. But Bruce Wayne's kind of a stupid man. But the movie thinks he's right.
Yeah, he's a bro. But there's nothing to tell you that there's high intelligence in that young man's head. He's just good at fighting. And he has Alfred and Lucius. So I don't know that anyone can go wrong with that combination. Good looks, money.
And it's always
wise men.
Bothered me at the end of the movie that he's talking to Lucius in his Batman voice and calling him Fox. Fox!
What are you doing? Like,
get
he
me
knows
into
who
the
you are.
thing.
Right. Calm down.
It's more interesting if you're treating this like you have a human relationship.
And sometimes you're in your outfit and you're using your regular voice. That's interesting too, because that would happen. There's transitions. And maybe it's hard to remember who knows you and who doesn't know you. So he's even method acting Batman inside of the movie he's in. Like, no, when I'm wearing the thing, this is how I. And like if he's got a pee and it's like not coming out, and he's like, come on, just a little. Like
a babbling brook. A babbling brook.
Even to his own dick. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the actual story reason for why he's doing it. It just always bums me out. And don't call him Fox. Fox.
Right. He's helped you more than anything. His neck's on the line. Wisdom. That man's the best.
So we're now going to get into the history of the Dark Knight. Concentrate a lot on that Joker. Love that Joker. But why? Why do we love the Joker so much? Hey, remember to subscribe to us on YouTube and the audio podcast and wherever else you got to subscribe to stuff, and leave us a review and follow us on all the social medias.
Review with words.
I love a review
Thank
with
you.
words. And also we have a Patreon, 2 bonus episodes a month for $5 a month. Link in the description. So let's go back in time. It's 2008, everybody. Let's say it's January 2008.
So we're all kind of bummed.
Yeah, so all the holidays are, I've got the January blues. But I look at the release calendar and there's some big movies on the horizon. Can't wait to see that Dark Knight movie that Warner Brothers has so effectively been marketing.
They're putting out during the dump season?
No, it comes out in the summer.
Oh.
But
a lot of marketing.
As I'm going to tell you about the marketing campaign in a little while, but like there's been like a more than a year long early viral internet campaign because they knew they had something special with the Joker.
It starts at the very end of the first movie. People going, oh,
that's true.
At the card flip. I mean, the marketing begins.
So, but let's say it's the summer of 2008 and you're like me, you're how old would I have been? 20 years old, obsessed with movies, reading variety.com all the time. And you've been aware the past few years, a lot of superhero movies, so many superhero movies. It's like we get one superhero movie a year. It's crazy.
Wow. Can you imagine?
Even though Spider-Man 3 had been huge in 2007, a lot of people are saying, this is it though. Like the bubbles burst. I mean, The Dark Knight will be big later this year, but that'll be that. I think this wave is over, and we'll go back to normal movies about like asteroids and cowboys. I don't know what normal movies are.
Ooh, put that together, Armageddon.
If he just worn a fucking, and I'm sure he does wear a cowboy hat. A normal movie, what I always define a normal movie as is Harrison Ford's in it, and he's like, I'm a guy. And I don't want to be doing
movies.
This. Driveway movies, exactly.
Mailbox movies.
Michael Mann movies.
I don't know. He's pretty special.
Yeah, I know. But that's like the elevated.
Oh, right. Movies that are not a property. Got it.
But Heat is a cable classic, so it's like those kinds of movies.
Right. Well, and you're banking on the legacy of the actor you pick rather than the legacy of the property.
Exactly.
Money in the bank actors is what I was trying to say. Mailbox actors.
Mailbox.
Well, mailbox money. The money you can actually depend on monthly is. I was going somewhere.
I get it. Yeah, I get it.
There's a mailbox movie.
Now, there's no more dependable mailbox actor than Robert Downey Jr., who's not really, but we don't know it at the time, but he has a movie coming out in May, Iron Man. And it comes out and it's an enormous hit, and everyone likes it. And then a few months later, it gets absolutely curb stomped by The Dark Knight, which becomes the biggest movie of all time. Just this cultural defining. Movies have been big, have even been bigger since then, like Avatar and Avengers Endgame, but they do not penetrate the culture the way that The Dark Knight did, the way that everything was about the Joker for years, where characters on The Office are dressing up as the Heath Ledger Joker, and people are constantly quoting it.
Do you have thoughts on Without the Death? What are we?
I think it would still have it wouldn't have been as powerful, but I think that there is something about the character that people were it was perfect match of character and moment. People were ready to embrace him and embrace what he's saying.
Yeah.
It's funny now to look back and see how thoroughly that Iron Man and the MCU transformed Hollywood and transformed you have no idea the number of superhero movies you're going to be getting, all because of this movie that nobody was really even paying attention to, that came out a few months earlier than The Dark Knight. But Batman Begins comes out in 2005. It's a nice little hit, has that ending. Oh, got a flair through the theatrical. Here's his card, and everyone's excited. But Christopher Nolan always insists he didn't actually intend to do a sequel. He wasn't signed on to do a sequel. And he didn't mean for that to be a literal tease for the sequel. He just wanted it to be a cool,
a nod to what's next for Gotham.
And that you could already see the effect Batman being in this world is having, which Gordon kind of even says. It's like, take this guy, escalation. This maybe is what we are in store now.
Right.
So
creative bad guys are going to seek out Gotham because they need an opponent.
Right.
Or else it's not fun.
So you can believe him or not. It doesn't matter. But it's like
I got no reason not to believe him.
But it was absolutely inevitable, and they'll offer you enough money where it's not a choice, which is what actually happens with the sequel to this movie, where it seems like he really did not want to do a sequel, but they made him. So he and David Goyer, the co-screenwriter from Batman Begins, they start brainstorming sequel ideas a few months after Batman Begins comes out. And I'm going to read now from Ian Nathan's book, Christopher Nolan, the Iconic Filmmaker and His Work. Quote, he had barely begun pre-production on The Prestige when his thoughts turned to the concept of escalation posited by Oldman's Gordon, that the very existence of Batman would have an equal and opposite effect among the criminal class of the Midnight City. Flamboyant villains in the grand tradition would emerge from the shadows, the next of whom had already been announced. He seriously tried to picture the Joker through the realist prism of what he had done in his first Batman film. A paradoxical concept was becoming inevitable. He was going to make an original sequel. When you're dealing with questionable notions like people taking the law into their own hands, you have to really ask, where does that lead? Nolan said, end quote.
Kyle Rittenhouse. Is that the wrong person?
No, you're thinking of that's the actual.
Right. Like it's not good. It's not ethical. I don't care how much money you have and how many people you're picking to correctly stop. Because what does Batman do? He doesn't kill, right? That's his ethics. He won't kill.
One thing.
His one thing. Kill. But what will he delivers?
Mm-hmm,
he just wraps him up.
Yeah. And at the beginning of this movie, he has copycats, and they say, what gives you the right to do this? And he goes, I'm not wearing hockey pants. But what he is really saying is like, I'm a fucking billionaire and you're not. You're a blue collar slob.
Right. Well, and they have guns. Like they don't have the morals of, but you didn't define the morals, and they don't know that you're not ever going to kill. You just haven't yet. You certainly be able to have a good lawyer. Also, we don't know your identity. You can get away with murder.
You can do things like international crises, extrajudicial renditions out of Hong Kong. Go and get this Chinese national and kidnap him and bring him back to America.
All of a sudden, it turns into Mission Impossible. I'm like, what's fucking happening?
I think that the Ledger Joker is the best thing in this Batman trilogy,
hands down.
And I've made no secret about I don't like Christopher Nolan's take on Batman and the Batman world, but this, I think, Joker. Let's look at the Joker from comic books and movies and stuff and say, what would he actually look like in the real world? I think that's the good version of his idea. Mm-hmm. It's like, I can see this. That's where I see like, this is a good idea.
And I love that he even plays with your expectation of like, oh, someone like this must have such a horrible backstory. This poor guy is definitely a victim. And he proceeds to tell you like 2.5 stories that are about the same things. So you're like, motherfucker's just I don't know. I mean, still, he must have been damaged in some kind of way, but he seems to be kind of okay about it.
I remember when it was popular on the internet, a fan theory of this guy's actually a veteran of the Iraq War. Isn't that fucked up?
It is when you make up something and then you react to it.
But I don't know. It feels kind of right.
Sure. I mean, that could definitely radicalize you again toward what are we fighting for? Who are the good guys? What is any of this? Are any of us heroes?
But especially since it's an all volunteer army, that means that at some level you made a choice to go over there. Mm-hmm. So in Vietnam, when you got drafted, people came back and became anti-war and they protested and stuff. But if you're like, if you consider yourself like this fighter and then you go over and decide this is fucked up, I guess I'm going to have to be a Joker.
Like all of us are murderers as long as there is an inciting event. And for Batman, it's his parents being killed. For Harvey Dent, it's his woman being killed. And it's like, so then what are we talking about? All of us are just people who haven't murdered yet.
Yeah, I'd like to, when we get to the big scene in the jailhouse when they're talking to each other, is try to unpack what is his actual ideology, the Joker.
Who?
The Joker. Because I think he does have one. I think it's wrong to say he doesn't believe in anything.
I think it's to show the hypocrisy of everybody else's, of this idea of there are moral people and there are immoral people. And I think his point is, no, there are circumstances and some of us enter into them and some of us have a life where we don't have to make these choices.
Well, I think that one of the reasons he's so popular is that so many people, you and I included, go through the phase where we like to be like, oh yeah, you believe in the Bible? So I guess you think it's immoral to eat shrimp, idiot. He is basically just like pointing out, you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. You believe in this, but that's stupid.
Right. Batman is saving crime, but he's a criminal. That it's such a contradiction. He is committing crime and it's being praised. What's the line? Where's the fucking line? Why are these imposter Batmans doing crime, but Batman isn't?
You can go through a phase of like your intellectual development. It's usually when little edgelord boys become anarchists, where he is right. Like the society, you think we have rules. We have no rules. This is all a fiction.
Right.
When the rules are no longer convenient, the wealthy and the powerful are going to set them aside. Now, a smart person then moves past that and says, well, what am I going to do about it? And the Joker's solution is, I just need to keep pointing it out. And I think that appeals to people because it means it doesn't require that much more action on my part. I just have to point out when people are being hypocrites. So that's kind of my conclusion I've reached about the Joker this time, is he's basically a junior high, shitty 14-year-old boy. And what would have been interesting to see in a sequel is, does he grow beyond that?
Right.
Does he
right, because you keep waiting for it. You keep waiting to learn what he's about. And all you keep learning is that he doesn't care. He cares immensely and doesn't care. He is a contradiction. He is definitely getting a thrill out of everything he's doing. But for it to be so meaningful to him, he's teaching people, but he shouldn't be someone who cares to teach, because he doesn't.
He does. He wants
to teach.
I want you to see the rules. They're not going to save you. But why? What's that going to do?
Right. What's your end game? Because he has such a high tolerance for pain. He doesn't seem to have anything to live for, but he's living for some kind of really big reason too. Like he seems to be a person who doesn't care at any point that if he were to die, but until he does die, he cares very much about what he does with his time. That's a contradiction.
So I've always wondered what he would have done in a sequel.
Yeah.
I think he would have been the main bad guy in a sequel. Instead they do Bane, but I think he could have been in the Bane role if he does have this realization that teaching people lessons, doing what Batman says he wants to. I want to be a symbol. It's not enough to be Jigsaw. It has to be in service of something, some sort of transformation of society.
You seem to be wanting to make people more aware, and why do we do that? That's so that we can see each other as more like equals and make things better, or show that there's not a big difference between a criminal and someone who has not committed a crime yet, or whatever. Like, that seems to be what he's pointing out. But why? What does he want to happen because of that? For us to feel stupid, or for us to feel like a collective, like a part of a bigger?
Yeah, and because he died, we didn't get to see a sequel with him in it. We don't get to see, would this character go somewhere like that?
Oh, look, in the third one, he left a manifesto, and then we'll just read all of it.
In an interview with Collider in 2008, Nolan said, quote, "I had very much enjoyed the rhythm and dynamic of the origin story that we got to tell in Batman Begins. So it was a little bit daunting how we were going to replace that. The feeling of scale and size that gave us, just the span of time of that story." And
that's what was boring, dude. Like, your shit outside of Gotham is boring as fuck.
It's to this movie's advantage. You
kept the story smaller.
Less Nolan-y movie than Batman Begins, to its immense credit. So, quote, "So what we chose to do is tell a very immediate, very linear story, but based on a slight genre shift, going a little more into the crime story, a little more into the kind of epic city stories of films like Michael Mann's Heat, things like that, which I think achieve great scale, even though they're confined within one city," end quote. But there you go. That's what's so effective about this movie.
Yes. You know something interesting about these spins on this version of Batman is that we don't spend any time in any layers, where like Tim Burton's movies seem all about like taking us to where take the shift completely off of these characters, the good guy and the whoever, and just take me down to their lair, and like I want to hear them plotting and scheming, and I don't know. Where's the layers?
Nolan doesn't care about that at all.
Well, we're in Batman's like 3 different kinds of fucking housing.
But because the Batcave and the Wayne Manor are destroyed, he just has a
bunker, and
it's so empty. There's nothing in it. And I think like Nolan would prefer we all live like this.
It is the back rooms. Yeah,
everything is just functional. Just this is my room where I have stacks of papers.
The lights turn on when you walk there. They turn off when you're not walking there. Every wall is actually a file cabinet, and it knows what you want out of it.
God, that would be amazing.
I'm thinking of a recipe for my grandma. Shoots out.
David Goyer told Empire magazine in 2009, quote, "I like the Burton films a lot, but the one bone I have to pick with film, television, anything.
Fucking bone pick what?
I just never felt that the Joker was scary. Chris and I wanted the Joker to be scary, which is what led to The Dark Knight," end quote.
But the Penguin is scary? I could kick him.
I think Danny DeVito's Penguin is kind of scary.
Yes, just as scary as the Joker. I think the Joker's scary.
I think Jack Nicholson's Joker is kind of scary.
Because you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know why he's doing what he is doing. When you don't know a person's motive, they are scary. With the Penguin, you knew their motive. You knew what brought him there. And I think the Joker realizes that it's like, oh, everyone's looking at me and I'm committing a crazy crime. And I'll bet you want to know my backstory. See my scars? And he tells a different one every single time, like, just to fuck with you. Like, bitch, I don't have a reason. You don't need a reason. We all have a reason and we all don't have one.
I think for someone like Goyer, who's like a comic book history expert, he's aware that in the Joker's history he was this scarier character who then had to be toned down and become more of a merry, silly prankster. And he wants a movie to really go back to when he was a terrifying villain.
Yeah, because we have the Riddler for that. I mean, you can't. Yeah, it is weird to Jim Carrey it up. I mean, that is the camp escalating. Because like, okay, you're in a onesie. I'm not scared. I can see your ball sack.
And I wanted to watch the Batman with you, the 2022 one, which has the Riddler as a villain, where what they do with the Riddler is kind of just, can we do what Heath Ledger did with the Joker, but for the Riddler?
Oh.
Can you be like a fucked up Riddler?
You know what I do remember liking, and maybe I'm wrong, but the movie that's just about the Joker, is it really just called Joker? Maybe
Joker with Joaquin Phoenix.
That was good. I thought I remembered.
I want to revisit it.
I would too. But I thought it was interesting that to put a like a neurological condition that you can't help, or some sort of like body tic that you can't help, where you have a weird laugh. You can't help what kind of laugh you have, right? You're born with whatever range you've got. And his thing is that when he's uncomfortable, he starts laughing, and it just so happens he's on a bus, or his laugh is already strange and it's happening when you don't expect it. It's like, just that alone would be so, because you can't, it's when you don't know what a person's going to do next, it is terrifying. So I just remember thinking, oh, that's a cool, you become what people are saying you already are. Mm-hmm. And if you have that your whole life, and then people think it's weird, like, why not fucking lean in and be like, yeah, I'm laughing. You know?
That these rules we have about how to be polite, how to be a person, interacting in the world, going about the world, it's also arbitrary.
Yes, why can't we have tics? And with the fucking son that has autism, why can't he jump up and down and make a fun vocal stem noise that makes him calm, just because you're not used to it at the Walmart? Like, it's not hurting you. Your child was crying a minute ago. Why can't mine want to be on the bottom of the basket and like just watch the floor go by? Like, well, let me do that.
A thing that happens all the time when I'm out with him is he loves to lay on the ground and like look at things, but literally laying on the concrete. And people will pass us on, because we go on tons of walks. People will pass us, and I don't resent them, but we almost every time they'll be like, "You guys okay?"
Yeah.
And I know I'm not expecting you to understand that that's what's happening, is that you're not used to seeing children laying down on concrete.
He's using his senses differently because they are elevated. So in order to hone in on a thing, he has to put his body in a different way. It's not weird if someone who can't hear puts a cup around their ear with their hand and leans in. That's all he's doing. Mm-hmm. But we don't have any fucking curiosity about things that aren't exactly as we expect them to be. We have fear and judgment.
Jonathan Nolan, in that same interview with Empire, said, quote, "What's so great about these characters is they've been around so long and they've been through so many iterations that it's a little like Shakespeare. It's people coming in and having their own take on a familiar character and viewing it through a different lens. I think the Joker particularly was a lesson for me, because that character can connect to the peyote stories of Native American mythology and Loki in Norse mythology. And there are so many examples of a Joker-like figure that you can endlessly reinvent that character."
That ties in 10 Things I Hate About You. Brings that in, right? Because that's a retelling of Shakespeare.
That's true. You're right. And when we check out our 10 Things I Hate About You episode, where we said, because there's not that many Heath Ledger movies, and the Joker's pretty much the only one. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
But he says like kind of a comedy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to talk, when we talk about Heath Ledger, I'm going to talk about A Knight's Tale. But we watched that movie and we kept thinking, like, he's making so many Joker faces in this movie. He keeps doing Joker face.
It's not that. There's not that many people with a curled up smile that show all the way to the back of your teeth. And I mean, look at this actor that you have on the screen here. The only way they're casting for the Joker is, I need someone with a naturally wide set grin. Oh, and I have to show, I'm doing a website for a law firm that I'm not too familiar with the attorneys, and they sent me the headshot of a man, and his smile goes all the way to his ears. It is insane. And I was like, I gotta show Matt this fucking picture. I gotta show Matt this picture.
Want to know what I'm smiling about?
He looks really nice, but then there's one where he's making just a serious face, and I'm like, this one. I think this one. Let's go with B.
So we have to talk about the dang Joker, okay? The history of the Joker, and we are not comic book experts. We are 1 week experts on this show. This is stuff I've looked into I've always been interested in comic book history. I've read tons of Batman comics to prepare for this episode, and I mentioned I've read a handful of books. But the origin story of the Joker, if I get anything wrong, please forgive me and correct me in the comments. I know no one hesitates to correct me.
I would like to vouch and say that it's very cute that Matt treats comic books and graphic novels the way I do sushi, is that every phase of his life, he just tries it because maybe this time it'll take. I'm just going to try. Like, it's such a me thing. Maybe I'll just try it. And so one day it'll just... You like sushi now. I like it now.
And I like comic books now.
Right. I just had to try it for 15 years.
Oh, no. Starting in college, I kept trying, and what I always thought is this is confusing. I don't know what to look at. It's confusing,
right? And it feels like a club that it'd take too long to find all the rules.
I'm doing it wrong. I'm just reading the words.
People are going to know.
Don't I need to look and really stare at every picture and be like,
I don't know what order to read the clouds.
Even that's hard, yeah.
It is hard.
But the Joker the Joker first appeared in comics in 1940, 1 year after Batman first appeared in comics. As with all these fucking comic book characters, there's dispute about who should get the credit for creating him. Batman himself has always been credited to Bob Kane and Bob Kane alone until the past 10 years or so when Bill Finger was added. There was a documentary that we watched about this that I think was pretty good. I don't remember what it was called, but the official Batman credit is now Batman.
How do you finger? That's probably the name.
Batman created by Bob Kane with Bill Finger. Even though Bob Kane, in the things he said after Bill Finger died, it really seems like Bill Finger's the one who created Batman and you were just his employer, so you got the credit. But the Joker is credited to by historians to Jerry Robinson, who was an artist employed at Bob Kane's company, along with Bill Finger and Bob Kane. So Joker appears regularly in the comics as Batman's number one villain. He kills people. But then the comic book market shifts. They wanted to make it
less
safer
scary
for kids, even though these are always things that are consumed by kids. They think no more murder and mayhem. So the character gets sanded down, turns into more of a jester, of a merry prankster.
Put him in purple. That'll do it.
And in the 60s TV show where he's played by Cesar Romero, that cements the Joker for 40 years.
Is that the photo I'm seeing here? Is that Cesar Romero?
What we are looking at is the silent actor Conrad Veidt,
who's known for his it's very Tim Curry, known for that smile that can almost curl,
who was sort of the model when they drew the original Joker.
No fucking shit.
And this actor is actually the guy who plays the main Nazi in Casablanca, Colonel Strasser.
Oh.
But he was a German silent actor. But
you want to be the main Nazi, Yeah, no. Yeah.
In the 70s, the character finally gets to return to his roots as a murderous, very scary guy. In the 80s, you have extremely popular graphic novel by Alan Moore, The Killing Joke, which provides an origin story for the Joker. And
which one is it that Heath Ledger told? His girlfriend or his mom?
In that comic, he is a stand-up comedian who has a pregnant wife, and he can't provide for her. And then he decides to go do a crime, and it goes wrong. If I recall correctly, even in that, there's some sort of contradictions in his story.
Who cuts the cheeks, baby? That's all I'm asking.
It's been a while since I've read that.
Is that canon, though? I mean, because I'm looking at the Joker here in the original comic, and those aren't scars. I don't even think I would have thought of them as being scars until he keeps bringing them up.
I don't know at what point they establish things like the scars on his face and the thing where his skin is white. It's not makeup that he's putting on. When he puts on makeup, that's to make himself flesh colored, except not with Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger, it's very clear.
Yeah.
He's putting on makeup and the makeup comes off the longer he's in a scene. Yeah.
I love it. But I don't recall the Keaton movies. That actor just is makeup. It's clown paint. There aren't scars. I don't remember scars on him either.
No, it is his grin is permanently like that when he falls
been so many years.
When he falls into the vat of chemicals.
He gets caught on a wire.
So in 1989, Jack Nicholson plays the Joker, and they do make up a new backstory for him. They make two people. What is sacrilege to Batman fans is they establish Joker as being the guy who killed Batman's parents.
Oh, God, that's so boring.
Before he turned into the Joker.
Boring.
When he was just a mobster named Jack.
Well, because obviously it's too pat, but it's like, well, that made a Batman, I guess. So I got to be the answer to the Batman.
And then later,
the cycle continues.
Well, exactly. They're in a feedback loop because later when Batman is chasing him, he chases him into a chemical plant and he falls into a vat of chemicals.
Well, does this not raise the question of where are these bad guys getting their resources? Sometimes it's obvious, but like the Joker seems like a baller on a budget, and he's constantly talking about how he likes things that are inexpensive. So there does seem to be a moral thing for him where he's constantly being like, I burned all this money. Okay, but did you burn all of it because you're the Joker and like you're doing things that are unexpected? Or are you trying to teach some kind of like all of us can live on smaller means, including if we're trying to cause anarchy.
Yeah.
Like I can make big things happen with dynamite, and those are cheap.
I think that's it. This is the first time where I've ever thought he doesn't know that Batman is Bruce Wayne, but he almost like ambiently picks it up that this guy has to be a rich guy. He has like the resources of the U.S. military behind him.
Yes.
So
who locally makes military products? It's not that fucking hard.
So the Joker's kind of a fucking Marxist anti-hero if you think about it. He's kind of like Robin Hood. Honestly, he kind of is. But the Jack Nicholson Joker in that movie, once he falls in, his skin then gets dyed. So his skin is just naturally white. And then when he wants to not look like the Joker, he has to put on makeup. Mm-hmm. And then they throw water on his face, and now his face is that thing. Anyway,
that's how skin works.
Through all this, Joker's always been just the most popular of Batman's villains, maybe even more popular than Batman himself. And I guess we already talked about why we think that is, what it is about him.
He's just the constant reminder of this is silly and a crime, Batman. We didn't come from another planet. You weren't bitten by something that turned you into something different. And what are you going to do with that? You're every day, and you could do anything you wanted. Start scholarships, schools, go to Ghana. And every day you put the eye black on your fucking shit. You go downstairs, you talk to the old guy, and then you get in your fucking vroom car that makes you do this.
And it's just a big joke.
It's so stupid. And it's so small. You're only fucking worried about Gotham, where you grew up, where your daddy built a train. You're so small.
Does the world exist outside of Gotham? In this movie, we see that it does. On the website, Bam Smack Pow. This article I'm now going to quote from. What is it about the Joker that appeals to us on the psychological level? Quote, the Joker represents the id in its most primal form. He is the walking incarnation of our basest fears, desires, emotions, rage, wants, needs, and passion. Many people look at the Joker and see the unbridled chaos of the id, and this is attractive to them. Now, this does not mean that people are looking at Joker and are envious of him as a murderer. It just means that the id within is attracted to the idea of pure passion and unbridled chaos of emotions and actions. End quote.
We spend so much time in our skin trying to look right and appeal and follow rules that we're not even totally sure what they are, but we know they exist, and be good and people please and be polite and don't ruin anyone's day or make dad mad. And then you see this guy that's just like, what if you just didn't do any of that shit? And it's like, that's a choice. Like, I think we all know deep down, like, he didn't lift weights. He doesn't have a ton of money. He has no special powers. All of us have the instinct to any moment, any day, be a Joker if we wanted to. I think that might be what's powerful. It's so accessible.
Of Laci being told, don't push that button, her immediate response, I don't want to touch the button.
Because if I just push it a little, yeah.
Or, and maybe I'll delete this, I remember going on a cruise with my family at age like 21 or something. My sister's 16 years younger than me. So she's like this little 4-year-old standing next to me.
The same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
For some reason, she and I were both looking out at the ocean, and then suddenly I could not stop thinking, what if I picked her up and threw her off?
Everyone had.
I didn't want to.
People we all do that. And I was just about to say the Joker is what if your intrusive thoughts win. And so it's like the time at Mima's where I pretend to slap plates all the time, and Danielle just got the best looking piece of cake, and I was like, what if this time I slapped it, hit the ceiling, like I just popped it out of her hand, and she died laughing, but I was like, well, now anything's possible.
Oh, the Mark Hamill Joker would love that. Oh, cake on the ceiling.
Can you imagine?
So I did not want to throw my sister over the to her death
it's
in
a
the
really
ocean.
normal thing.
I totally would never ever trust me.
The power within us to do bad things is scary. Like it doesn't take a lot to ruin a life.
That's what it was.
Yeah, that's why I don't like guns or own them or want to be around them. It's too easy. No one needs that power.
No. Nolan was insistent on, we're not giving him a backstory. I don't want to give the Joker a backstory. Quote, it's quite a familiar trope, really. If you look at Hannibal Lecter or one of those movie monsters like Darth Vader in Star Wars, the more you find out about those fictional characters, the less threatening they really are. Our decision with the Joker was to not deal with the origin story and to laugh at that convention. We wanted him to be absolutely threatening in what he represents as a force of anarchy and chaos. That's really the reason for Harvey Dent's prominence in the film. It's his story that has to provide the emotional backbone of the film. He's the character with the arc, with a rise and a fall, who the audience hopefully connects with and follows.
And can we just say that fucking Commissioner Gordon does the most Joker thing in the whole goddamn movie by faking his death for more than 24 hours, including fucking having cops go tell his wife and children that he's dead.
And you can even now see that as like Batman's affecting him. I'm going to do this insane, like,
I didn't want to risk you.
Evil thing.
You could, you might as well have died. And now next time they come and tell me that you're dead, because you're going to die during the job, I'm not going to know. Like, when's the big reveal?
This will surprise you. He's divorced in the next movie.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that.
Yeah. How does your marriage survive
warranted.
that? No, but truly, one of the most evil things anyone does in the movie. For what? So you could drive the truck?
No, but like he thought his family would be in danger if he didn't fake his death. But you could still tell them, or you could tell the cops who know to be the one to go tell your wife, look, he needs to be in hiding for a couple days. Hiding!
To bring it back to Heat, the De Niro crew robs the bank, and then Al Pacino and his cops have military-grade weapons and engage them in an insane shootout on the streets of Los Angeles.
And it infuriates me. Why do they even have those weapons? Those are not even standard issue cop weapons that I've even seen, that they've even talked about, that we saw them load. They just all of a sudden have AK-47s. They're such bad shots that they need to spray. Who pays for the tires in the windshield on just a random fucking car? It's like $600 of fucking...
I think when cops are complaining about paperwork, that's what they're talking about. Maybe. But you know what you said earlier about evil is like, it's like evil parents who we don't even pay attention to. It you can see it in what Gordon does to his family here. You can see it in Pacino in Heat, where
right.
I always wondered, what's the point of the Natalie Portman thing? Is this guy, if he wants to do good in the world,
start at home.
He has this stepdaughter who already... You, the most insane person in the world, are a steady presence for her. If you just like devoted your resources to being a better dad toward her, you're unquestionably creating more good in the world than you are shooting military weapons at bank robbers.
Where we choose to spend the government money, how we disperse money to schools. There's so many more insidious things happening that he could be correcting with his money, with his political power and all those friends that he pulls together for Harvey Dent. Like, you want to show off all your wealth? Why don't you put one billionaire in each district of all the schools? Like, you're not tackling the right thing. Once the mafia is gone, then there's just a mafia to rise up. It's not the right thing. Get them where they start.
So
give every child a dad. No.
I'm going to invest in the Big Brother program, Alfred. Who would play the Joker? For years, the person attached to the role in fans' minds is a man who openly talked about wanting to play the role, Robin Williams.
Sick. When did he die?
2014. But in 2006, it is announced that the role has gone to Heath Ledger.
I'm sorry, no amount of Patch Adams is going to show me that you're dramatic enough. You're not good enough at being a bad guy. I know Insomnia is good.
No, he's so good in Insomnia.
Fine, but this...
Insomnia, by the way, we have a Patreon episode about it that Laci's not on, so she hasn't seen Insomnia in a while. But Insomnia, I think, is the Nolan movie that has the most in common with The Dark Knight. I'll detail it as we go. But Insomnia and 1 Hour Photo, I think, do suggest he could play an evil Joker.
I wonder though if he'd done it, it changes the course of his whole career, and maybe he wanted to, but to do it as well as Heath Ledger did it, you have to let go of anything you thought you knew about Robin Williams. And Heath Ledger was in a few enough movies to do that.
Enough of a blank slate.
Yeah.
Although, so on our 10 Things I Hate About You episode, that's episode 129, we do a detailed biography of him. So we'll just briefly go through this. Breaks out with 10 Things I Hate About You. He's this Australian, this Aussie coming over.
Did he act in Australia or come over?
He did. And
theater?
I don't remember if he's in theater, but
with that smile, baby.
He is positioned by Hollywood as this next big thing, and they put him in a bunch of stuff. Like The Four Feathers and The Order and A Knight's Tale. And of those movies, only A Knight's Tale succeeds at the box office and is received positively.
But then Brokeback Mountain, what a decision.
Well, so I watched A Knight's Tale to prepare for this just because I'd never seen it. And it's like the one Heath Ledger movie star movie. He carries the movie on his back. He's so charming. It's a very fun, lovable movie that I kind of call it irresistible because it's like it's a movie like Sweet Home Alabama where it's like, fuck you, you like me.
Yeah, I can't not like Reese Witherspoon. I can't not like Heath Witherspoon.
Yeah,
That's his name.
Heath Witherspoon, y'all. Where that movie is, it takes place in medieval England or whatever, but it has anachronistic songs, and they'll start off doing a medieval dance that morphs into the Macarena or something, and you think this is the corniest shit I've ever seen, but I'm smiling. But he also has a run of what I would describe as boring son movies where he plays the son of Mel Gibson in The Patriot and the son of Billy Bob Thornton in Monsters Ball.
He's got nothing to do.
Brokeback Mountain 05, the Oscar nomination, the acclaim. He's finally arrived. And then the next year, coming off of all of that, the role he should have won an Oscar for, Brokeback Mountain, a great movie.
He didn't?
Philip Seymour Hoffman did. But that was this guy's 25 years old. He's got a whole career ahead of him. Philip Seymour Hoffman
also seemed like he had a lot more to go.
But it was like by this point, you deserve it. It's time you got your Oscar.
If it had to go to someone else, I'm good with that.
So he gets announced in 2006, and immediately the jokes is the Joker gonna be fucking gay? Brokeback Joker, bro. Heath Ledger said, according to Dan Jolin in Empire magazine, quote, Chris and I very much saw eye to eye on how the character should be played, and it was evident from the meeting that we had a project. We had identical images within our minds. Nolan said, quote, we talked a lot about Alex and A Clockwork Orange, people like that. He'd come up with the same things independently. I looked into his eyes and I just saw, this guy knows he can do something here. He wants to get in and do this thing, end quote. And Ledger said, quote, this is the famous story of how he prepared, quote, I sat around in a hotel room in London for about a month and I just locked myself away and formed a little diary and experimented with voices. I ended up landing more within the realm of like a psychopath, someone with no empathy, very little to no conscience toward his acts, which is fun because there's no real limit on the boundaries to what he'd say or how you would say something or what he would do. And I don't know, it's always a very personal process in terms of how you land in the character's shoes, so to speak. It's a combination of reading all the comic books I could and the script and then really just closing my eyes and meditating on it.
But the mannerisms, I'm just like it's not like it's the makeup that made him need to lick and do all those things. It's like that was fully thought out of, and the timing on it's just also natural. It happens when it should happen. It happens at the same time every time that he's making a syllable that would make him do that, or like framing a thought. It's a tick and it's doing something that is practical because of what's happening with his spit.
Yeah, you'd ask, all right, I have these scars that are likely on the inside of my mouth too. What are the implications of that?
Let me talk to everyone, including, what is it like, Laci, when you have ulcers on the inside of your mouth? Well, Heath, I talk a little bit like an asshole.
Also, there's something about the metaphor of working behind the mask and from within a mask. It always gives you the license to do whatever you want.
And the idea to have him and that a Joker can spring up from anywhere, and that inside of all chaos is Joker, and inside of all regular day there's Joker. Like, I just love that he just keeps by the time there's a man in a a police truck that refuses to speak, and he's the driver. I'm convinced it's the Joker, even though I see the Joker in a whole other fucking vehicle. I'm like, no, somehow it's him.
Yeah.
Because why isn't he speaking?
He's totally unmoored you from anything that you know or understand about the world. So anything's possible.
In fact, including him having a twin, and I've already seen The Prestige. But him in that nurse's outfit, and that there's nothing about it that's a joke. No, he's just in it, and he feels really good in it, and he's not going to be weird about it. And it's just like sometimes you got to wear other people's clothes to get the job done.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Yeah. Although that does make it funny. But because he's a very fun, it's a very funny performance.
And he's waiting on the last six. So he's like looking at his lips, and he's like, it's like he lost his keys. He's just aggravated for a minute.
Which I'd always heard that's Heath improvising.
Yeah.
That the explosion didn't go off like it was supposed to. I don't know if that's true or not.
It's because it was a practical, like it was really.
It was practical, yeah. Here's a list of things he included in that famous journal. So he's just like, I'm going to do like a fucked up journal. Quote, blend babies, landmines, AIDS, beloved pets in road accidents, statistics,
Jesus,
brunch, the periodic table of elements. Ledger would go on to say, quote, it's the most fun I've ever had playing a role. I'm really surprised Chris knew that I could do it. And I don't know how he came to cast me, but yeah, it's the bomb. It's definitely the most fun I've had and the most freedom I had. End quote. Michael Caine said, quote, Heath's Joker is incredible. He's very, very scary. I turned up every month or so to do my bit, then go back to London. I turned up and had to do a bit where Batman and I watch a video done by the Joker to threaten us. I'd never seen him, and he came on the television, and I completely forgot my lines. I quit because it was so stunning. It was quite amazing. End quote. Do note there, Michael Caine saying he's in so little of this movie that he was basically brought in once a month.
No, but think of how long shooting is. It, like just that movie that Max did this past month. It was like 3 weeks of shooting, and we went in 2 days, 4 days apart. If they're going to shoot a movie for 3 months, that makes sense for him to go home. You're only going to do certain scenes.
Of course, yes. I'm just saying.
It's so interesting.
He's in way, way more of Batman Begins, and I think he's so great that he towers over my memory of this movie, but he's in very, very little of it, and Morgan Freeman is in even less.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
More room for Heath.
So they complete filming in November of 2007, and Warner Brothers, everyone involved with this movie knows this fucking Joker, we got something really special here. So they have built an entire marketing campaign around the Joker, but in an unusual way. First, they put out Harvey Dent posters with Aaron Eckhart's face. Vote for Harvey Dent. And they leave some Joker cards in comic books with a URL that says, I believe in HarveyDent2.com. You go to that website and you will see the Harvey Dent poster, but it's defaced. Okay. And then that same poster has this weird puzzle that people on the internet get together and solve. And it eventually reveals the first ever image of the Heath Ledger Joker. So people are like, oh my God, Brokeback Joker. No, this rules. This is so cool. And it turns into this big online, like, collaborative game that everybody participates in and discusses to learn more about the movie.
Player One.
It's like one of the most successful examples of
guerrilla marketing. Nah, viral marketing.
Viral marketing mixed with what are the MMOR or
yes, the thing I was trying to explain one day about what our kid likes to watch.
Right.
It's a fake reality treated as real on the internet.
Yeah. This is probably, whenever they try it again, this is the campaign they're trying to recreate. Is the Dark Knight.
Who's done that?
Whenever they try to do it.
Who?
I don't remember, but they definitely keep trying to do it.
Oh.
If so much.
Fucking owl?
I don't have time to list them.
Wow.
I'm going to read now from Why So Serious? Warner Brothers' Use of the Joker in Marketing the Dark Knight by Kim Alkarski. Quote, the next major events in this game were launched at 2007 Comic-Con. Though there was no panel for the feature film, a number of activities for The Dark Knight were evident at the annual convention. Individuals with Joker-style makeup on their faces handed out over 10,000 vandalized dollar bills to attendees, while defaced Uncle Sam posters around the convention center included a date, time, and location for potential recruits to congregate and learn more about becoming a henchman for the Joker.
It's like anything is corruptible and all things are corrupted.
Even Comic-Con.
Even Uncle Sam, especially
Especially
Uncle Sam.
At the appointed time, hundreds of willing participants met at that location and saw 5 jets write a phone number in the sky. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Players who called the number heard a conversation between 2 of the Joker's henchmen that revealed a code to be entered on whysoserious.com. The Joker wants you to enter a code on the website. Once the code was entered, players were given instructions for a scavenger hunt around San Diego. Before they could begin the hunt, they had to put makeup on their faces like the Joker with the provided materials. Their goal was to keep a step ahead of Gotham City police, who were eagerly searching for the Joker. Over 650,000 unique participants online helped the scavenger hunt participants by answering clues along the route. End quote. It went on and on and on like that all year. And then in December of 2007, the movie I Am Legend plays in theaters, the Will Smith vampire movie. And before it, the full 6-minute bank robbery sequence shot entirely in IMAX.
What?
Which culminates with the big reveal of Heath Ledger pulling off his mask.
Yeah.
Makes you stranger. And people are throwing their cum at the movie screens like, oh my God.
What a decision to give people 6 minutes of it.
Which Nolan did again with The Dark Knight Rises. Take your big 6-minute opening sequence and just show it to everybody. So all this is to say, the entire marketing campaign is built around the Joker. And then January 2008, Heath Ledger's found dead in his Manhattan apartment by his housekeeper. He was 28 years old. Now his housekeeper then calls Heath Ledger's girlfriend, Mary-Kate Olsen.
Shut the fuck up.
You didn't know this?
No.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to watch It Takes Two tonight. I gotta. How did Mary-Kate feel?
She was in LA happy. She's like the Joker. What do you mean?
Wait, Ashley or Mary-Kate?
Mary-Kate.
Oh, then how did Ashley feel? Who was she dating? Joaquin Phoenix.
Now, Mary-Kate was in LA at the time, so she called her New York private security guard to go to the apartment. Whereupon the guard called 911. There's been lots of conspiracies online about this of like, why is she calling private? It's literally, it happens in the movie. This isn't going to 911. It's a private number.
Well, why doesn't the housekeeper?
To me, this
Maybe
all makes a lot of
language
sense.
Barrier.
Of like, oh fuck.
Yeah, this isn't for me to tell. Right? Like this seems private.
And maybe the housekeeper calls the girlfriend. The girlfriend's freaking out and just like, let me call somebody
that I know
who can go see what's actually going on.
Well, and it's someone who's going to tell you what's going on. You want to know. Like, I can't get there. A police officer is going to take over, and you're not priority anymore. I mean, not that you should be, but I get it.
But then the security guard calls 911 when he gets there.
Right.
So he had said in interviews, Heath Ledger did, that he'd always suffered from insomnia, particularly during filming. His ex-girlfriend, Michelle Williams, his co-star from Brokeback, said she knew how much trouble he had with insomnia, especially when he was acting, when he was actively shooting a movie. Like his mind was just fucking racing. He couldn't turn it off. This was all roles, not just the Joker. The medical examiner a few weeks later ruled it an accidental overdose.
What was the
AP recorded at the time, the actor Heath Ledger died from an accidental overdose of 6 different drugs, painkillers, and sedatives. The medical examiner said Wednesday, leading doctors to warn of the dangers of mixing prescription drugs. The 28-year-old film star died of acute intoxication from the combination of 2 strong painkillers, 2 anti-anxiety medicines, and 2 sleeping aids, according to the medical examiner's office. Among the drugs found in his body were oxycodone, a painkiller, so does Oxycontin, and used in other pain. End quote.
Yeah, but you don't get to Oxycontin not using painkillers often.
But he was prescribed it. I mean, this is...
Just because it's a prescription drug doesn't mean he was prescribed it.
Okay. I mean, yeah. But
Oxycontin you buy on the street all the time.
I know. It's just the reason I included all of this is Laci and I were talking and she said, didn't he kill himself? And I said...
I just misremembered.
Yeah.
It just feels so tragic and sad that I think I had another layer of sadness on top.
Right. And I think that the character's so fucked up that people make the connection, it drove him to do these drugs.
But actually, he was having a lot of fun.
And maybe it did drive him, or the way he did his roles, something like this was inevitable.
It just seems like he should have reached out to production and just been like sometimes I might need another day because I can't fall asleep. I literally have to just be completely. I mean, it's like at that point, get a fucking Michael Jackson doctor, if just while you're shooting to carefully put you to sleep, if it's that bad.
And this is one of those celebrity deaths I remember finding out and just be like, holy shit, that doesn't seem possible.
It doesn't seem like that person could die.
Among other things, Warner Brothers now has to completely shift away from its marketing campaign that was focused on the Joker.
Had they already been running it for a year?
Yeah, but it's still the plan is we start summer of 2007, culminating in the movie coming out in summer of 2008. We're at the halfway point. Now we have to shift gears. So they emphasize Harvey Dent at this point.
Poor fucking
Bruce Wayne, Christian Bale. He's already got his movie.
Look how bad. The Office, all three Jokers are present, and forgot how bad Dwayne looks. Dwight.
Movie comes out July 18th, 2008. The reviews are rapturous, with Heath Ledger getting most of the praise. Manohla Dargis wrote in the New York Times, quote, Ledger's Joker is a creature of such ghastly life. The performance is so visceral, creepy, and insistently present that the characterization pulls you in almost at once. End quote. This movie's a sensation beyond all expectations. People return again and again and again to see it. It becomes the biggest opening. Its opening is the biggest any movie's ever had. Goes on to make $1 billion, surpasses Titanic to become the biggest movie of all time. This blew my mind and hurt my feelings because I didn't like it. And I liked Titanic and I liked Star Wars. How dare The Dark Knight pass those movies? Off the air. But the Joker is the dominant thing to come out of the movie. And I know everyone knows the Joker is a big deal, but if you weren't around in 2008 or you don't remember, this was everywhere. This took over culture.
Also, people might have just been really happy that they killed Maggie Gyllenhaal.
That was another thing, is people finally...
She was being weird. Matt was like, I was like, what is wrong with her? I was like, I think she just seems like a real person. She's kind of ticky, kind of wiggly, kind of...
I think this character just sucks.
There's nothing for her to do. She's like, I believe in belief and in the justice.
Harvey.
I'm going to literally date any prosecutor you put in front of me.
Harvey, I was going to have to deliver the briefs myself. You can't just flip a coin, Harvey. But I think that aside from the performance, the things that he is saying, I think really resonate with people. The some men just want to watch the world burn, I think, is the way you dismiss it. But he is saying you think you live in a world with rules. You think you live in a society that's going to protect you. But in 2008, we've lived through 9/11. We've lived through the Iraq War. We lived through
Katrina.
Stolen elections. Katrina, yeah. City fucking floods. You think the government's coming to help you? No way.
Right. My boob job.
Laci's boob job.
I got it from the government. This is not where the fun should have gone.
I disagree. As this movie happens, the economy is collapsing forever.
Right. 2008. Yep.
And so, if people are just picking it up, he's vocalizing something they innately understand. You don't actually live in a society that's going to save you. Yes. Mm-hmm. We say there are rules. We say we have law and order and the rule of law. No, we don't.
The closest they get to happy sunshine, everything, the humanity's good, is the Ferry thing where no one wants to blow up anyone.
It rings so false to me.
But it is touching in a movie full of things devoid of touching.
It's touching because of Tiny Lister. That's the only thing that's touching about it. I think it's stupid.
True.
I hate it. Oh. I like him. I think he's great. In the aftermath, in the years ahead, the Joker, the Heath Ledger Joker, gets appropriated as a right-wing symbol. This ascendant 4chan, young male, incel, alt-right cohort.
Life isn't giving me all the things I thought white men were supposed to have, so I'm just gonna get crazy.
So now then, in response to that, every cultural writer has to write about what is the Joker, what does it say about us that we love the Joker? What is it even responsible for people to make movies and tell stories about the Joker? Or aren't they contributing to this decline, et cetera, et cetera? And of course, when The Dark Knight Rises premieres in 2012 at a midnight screening, a man dressed as the Joker shoots people in a movie theater. Update and important correction. The Aurora, Colorado shooter did not dress as the Joker, never called himself the Joker. This is apparently a widely held misconception. And I'm going to read now from Vanity Fair, Johanna Desta in 2019. Her article is titled, "The Joker Didn't Inspire the Aurora Shooter, but the Rumor Won't Go Away." And the writer details where this rumor came from, why it took off. Apparently it's attributed to the police commissioner of New York City, Ray Kelly, who was giving a press conference talking about a crime that happened in Colorado on the other side of the country. And at this news conference, he said that guy dressed up as the Joker and said, "I am the Joker." So now I'm going to read from the article where it's quoting the Colorado district attorney who prosecuted the shooter. Quote, "It never happened," said George Brauchler, the Colorado district attorney who prosecuted the shooter, citing Kelly as the source of the rumor. Brauchler and other Colorado officials have attempted to clarify for years that the shooter never referred to himself as the Joker. "The story has persisted," Brauchler said, "because it fits the narrative so cleanly." Brauchler says, "Of course, the crazy hair-colored guy who shot up the Batman premiere thought he was the Joker. Of course," Brauchler added, "and yet it has no connection to reality." End quote. Glad I looked into this before publishing this episode. I did not want to be part of continuing to spread this misinformation. The shooter in Colorado in 2012 did not dress up as the Joker. And I think this ties into what Laci and I go on to talk about, which is that art, when we blame art for things that happen in the real world for real world crimes, we are looking at the wrong targets. Okay, back to the episode. So when in 2019, Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix make their Joker movie, there's legitimate concern from I think really idiotic cultural critics who think this is irresponsible of you.
Okay, that's dumb. But if it did happen twice, you would feel really fucking guilty as the people. But you should not make art because one asshole.
Yeah, I'm not responsible for the fact that people can get guns in this country.
Right, and Marilyn Manson isn't the reason that fucking Columbine happened. It's just as random as that.
Like Poison and Rat and White Snake weren't responsible in the 80s for kids.
And what are the common denominator in those two things? Access to fucking guns. Heat showed you that. What is this access?
Yeah. We've said it a lot. When you write about movies and pop culture for a living, you have to then say, like, the thing I write about is the cause of things to make it seem more important than it is. I don't think that art influences people to. I don't think art causes these bad things in the world. I think it reflects the bad things that are going on in the world. But all of this from a character created in 1940 for children's comic books.
Don't you think Jack Nicholson's a little bit feeling a little something like, well, guess I missed the train?
He made so much money from that movie. I think he is thrilled.
Okay.
Good question. I should have looked up. What did Jack Nicholson have to say?
Do you feel left out of dark Joker moment?
Like the previous movie, we get no opening title. We just get the bat formation. But this time, the whole color of the palette of the movie. Laci, what color palette is it?
It's just gray.
It's
black.
Blue. Everything's blue.
Like back the blue, like that?
I think so.
Ew.
Bat the blue.
Bat the blue.
We get all these aerial shots of Chicago. This movie is so much more grounded in a place than Batman Begins.
Hey, like Heat.
There's no more. The Narrows is lost. 10 million people gone.
Not in the Narrows.
Now we live in Chicago. We're eating sausages all the time. But this opening bank robbery sequence, I mean, this didn't give you Heat vibes. You weren't getting the Heat. Okay. The Joker gang.
I've seen bank robberies. I all of them getting shot one by one was very interesting.
And when you, maybe even the first time you see it, you can tell which one's Heath Ledger, but the second time you see it, the camera makes very clear this is him. The camera zooms in on the street.
You can't miss that posture.
On his mask. And he's the one who's not talking.
And Heath he's a tall person, right? Like over 6 foot.
Why do you think they call him the Joker? Why do you think he wears all that makeup? And they're stealing from this bank. And William Finkner's there, and he's there because he's also in Heat. And he's mad that, you know who you're stealing from? Because he's a mob. This is a mob bank. And how dare these guys steal from the mob bank? But right away, a huge problem I have with this movie that even Laci and Max were commenting on is the editing. Is things will cut and you will get no sense of how much time passes.
Yeah.
It is a problem because even in little things like they're loading all the money into duffel bags and then instantly the duffel bags are right in front of the bus.
Like, I don't even know if the robbery was successful. Like,
Right.
I'm just like, someone shooting at you. Yeah, all of your backup is dead, but someone's driving a bus for you. No one saw that bus go in. There's no reaction from the crowd. It just seemed whatever.
And this is all a choice. I mean, he wants this all to be frenetic and have just this propulsion. Like, okay, we're just moving so fast through time. It was Chris Cabin from We Hate Movies who pointed this out, and I felt this way since I saw this movie in theaters and felt like the editing's confusing to me. Is he's just so addicted to cutting early.
As if it saves something for later. At least it makes it always leave them wanting more. It's like stitched to a pillow on a sofa.
But it's so important that when something happens, you need to sit there.
Connect. Like, I need to be able to understand the next thing that I'm seeing if the movie wants me to understand it. And I think he does want you to understand.
Yeah.
So don't make it right.
But what he doesn't seem to or his editor didn't understand, and I don't know enough about editing to know like who's making these decisions. Is it Nolan or is it his editor? Is something happens and we don't need to sit with it and feel it. Or we don't need to see how the characters feel about it or whatever. We just on to the next thing.
I'm okay with that. Like, I don't need too many people scared in a bank robbery scene. That always really bothers me. I don't need to sit with the fear and all that. I just need to see the general outcome of, like, did they get the money? Did they kill anyone in the process? Those are the two things I think tell me what this movie is going to be about.
Finkner is on the ground. They shot him and he's yelling at the clowns and he's like, criminals in this town used to believe in things. Honor, respect. What do you believe in? And this is where Ledger reveals himself. I believe that whatever doesn't kill you simply makes you, and he takes off his mask, stranger. And then he escapes on a school bus and goes into a line of school buses. And our kid said, that is so smart.
Highly unlikely to have timed such a thing, and yet fine. This Joker's connected as fuck.
And there's like a little news segment where yes.
Do they mean to make this guy look just like the fucking Pinky Blinders Oppenheimer guy?
That is the Pinky Blinders
him?
Oppenheimer.
Okay, because later when they have they arrest the guy that looks like your friend Patrick, I'm like, is that the same one?
Is that Patrick in this movie?
Not Patrick.
No, Cillian Murphy, is in this movie as Scarecrow.
Oh, right. He puts on the fucking thing on his thing.
But I love that he's been brought so low now. He's just like a street level drug dealer. He's like, he didn't like my drugs, but no, we didn't. We want to buy drugs that people want to use, not that'll fucking terrify them. My business rely on repeat customer. But there's like this news segment where the mayor of Gotham, Mayor Garcia, Nestor Carbonell, is talking about how the MCU, they keep saying MCU in this movie, the Major Crimes Unit, that's Gordon's team. They're cleaning up the city, and we see Gordon in front of the bat signal talking to Ramirez, this cop, this woman cop, and he says, how's your mother doing? And she says, had to put her back in the hospital. And you're like, huh.
I wonder why they're talking about
Why
that.
are they talking about that? Okay. So the Scarecrow is meeting with the Chechen and his big dogs. And suddenly there's Batman's showing up at the meeting. And one of them has a gun, and Laci said, it's so weird to see Batman hold a gun.
I didn't know it wasn't the real Batman.
And then the real Batman shows up and squishes the gun and does a bunch of Batman shit. And they ask him, like, why can't we be Batman like you?
It's the money.
His voice has gotten so much more annoying in this, the Batman voice, more annoying in this movie, I think.
I don't know. Similarly, I don't know.
Now, over at the bank, they're doing they're like going through all the money that was stolen. They've done some sort of sting thing where Bruce Wayne, as the billionaire, is able to give them all this cash and they can irradiate it so they can track it. And Gordon's like, tells him about, I've watched this movie 3 times in a week and there's still parts of the plot I'm confused about.
Okay.
That they have this plan to simultaneously confiscate money at 5 different banks that the mob uses for money laundering. That this is Batman's plan. And Gordon says, I don't know. I think maybe we need to focus on the Joker. And Batman's like, no. The mobs. I'm a mob Batman. That's what I go after is mobs. Right. Yes.
And then it's successful because I thought the Chinese Is he Chinese?
He is.
That
Lao.
that Lao ends up with all that money.
No, because when the police move in, the money's already been moved. So, if you'll recall, Wayne Manor was destroyed in the last movie, and Bruce is like, I'm going to personally rebuild this mansion myself.
Brick by brick.
As we see, his progress is slow. Instead, he's down there in his new Batcave looking at computer screens, playing Minesweeper. And Alfred comes down and he's like, it'll be nice when Wayne Manor's rebuilt. And that's very helpful of him to remind us of that. And he asks him, like, what the fuck happened to you? And he's like, I got hit by a dog.
I was hit by a dog going 50 miles an hour. Man, they are not concerned with animal rights people in this movie. Just throwing dogs.
Oh, we have to imagine they're not real dogs that they're throwing.
I know, but just to even see Batman
I know.
committing animals cruelty.
that are attacking him, you're like, just let him, Batman. Just let him.
I don't mean that. I mean later in the movie where he sees a dog and he just throws it off a fucking balcony. Like, he's not trying to incapacitate the dog. He's trying to kill it.
That dog was attacking him. But I agree.
It's just wild.
I think, like, Batman, that's beneath you. I thought you didn't kill.
Are animals not deserving of your rule?
What do you think about that?
I think.
Batman?
Well, I mean, I think they're showing you here. Like, look, you think you have rules. Where does your line? Where that animal is someone's pet, and that counts as like a real life to a lot of people. So just because it's not your thought on animals.
So Bruce is complaining about all these copycats he's running out in the world, and Alfred's like, you said you wanted to inspire people, and he's like, that's not what I meant.
God, Alfred.
So, but again,
it doesn't matter what you meant.
Keep harping on this, but what did you mean then? What did you want to happen?
He doesn't know, and that's the point. It doesn't matter what you meant. You put something into the world, and people are reacting to it. You don't get to decide what happens after you do the thing.
That's not what I meant by what I wanted to inspire.
You guys, you're fucking it all up.
So Alfred's like, but things are looking up, Mr. Wayne. After all, what about our new district attorney? Speaking of whom, let's go meet our district attorney. Aaron Eckhart is Harvey Dent. Oh, and hey, Maggie Gyllenhaal has replaced Katie Holmes as Rachel Dawes.
I think it's a good choice, but I don't find Maggie Gyllenhaal distracting, and I find the other one, Katie Holmes, distracting.
I agree. Katie Holmes is distracting because it's
cutesy. It's. I don't like the way she talks. I don't like the way she puts things. She's too precious. Maggie Gyllenhaal seems normal.
Maggie Gyllenhaal has given dozens of performances that I've loved. This one feels, maybe it's because she's trying to play the same character Katie Holmes played, so she's trying to be a little cutesy too, and it's just not working. And I'll tell you what, she has no chemistry with Christian Bale. None. She's a little bit with Eckhart. What do you think of Aaron Eckhart?
I like him. I mean, I as soon as I said the butt chin, I'm like, am I supposed to like this guy? He's got a villainous chin, but he grows on you. I don't know. What else has he been in?
Thank You for Smoking.
Oh yeah, I like him.
He is someone who also was supposed to be a big movie star.
It just like what's his name now did happen to become, and he looks a lot like him. Blonde, he's in everything. He's really good at acting.
A good actor?
Come on, man. Just name like the top 5 actors getting parts right now. You're pissing me off.
Glenn Powell.
Jesus, yes, thank you. Doesn't he? No, why am I asking you? Fuck's sake.
The scuttlebutt on Aaron Eckhart is that he is a difficult man to work with. Now,
what does that mean, though? In what way?
I mean, Christian Bale seems like a difficult man, but apparently this guy seems like
just a dick.
An actual nightmare to be around.
Okay.
This was his big movie. This was the big thing. Something about the way he looks. I worked for an attorney who I can only say is like, you're like a Looney Tunes lawyer. You look like if a lawyer was depicted in Looney Tunes. Just like exaggerated features.
So does that mob guy over there. Jesus, look at him.
Eric Roberts, Julia's brother, as Maroney, the big mob bad in this movie. Julia Roberts' brother, Eric Roberts.
Shut your mouth. They don't have the same fucking plastic surgeon.
So, damn.
Yeah, got him.
So Harvey Dent comes into he with his enormous cock struts into the courtroom and he's like,
cock
I'm the
first.
district attorney, everybody. Fuck you.
With his full cock.
And Maggie's like, Harvey, I was waiting for you. And he does he does is like, tell you what, you know the briefs in and out, maybe you'll do it. Let's flip for it. And she's like, you can't leave that to chance of the coin flip.
How many times a day do you think he does this fucking bit?
That's what I
It's just
wrote in my notes. Is this the first time he's ever done it to her?
No, he did it to go on a date because he knew he'd land on heads.
But she's acting like you can't do that.
No, she's just saying you can't leave it to chance. She doesn't know it's a two-headed coin.
Yeah, I make my own luck, baby. And so he's interrogating a witness who's going to spill the beans on Maroney, but instead the guy's like, Maroney, he's a patsy. I'm the real brains of the operation. And speaking of brains, I'm going to shoot you in your brains, Dent. And he pulls out a gun, and Dent just grabs it from him and punches
You can't bring these in court.
And punches the guy in the face, and the courthouse erupts. Like, this guy fucking rules. Oh my God.
I don't know. I think I might do the same thing in
Yes,
that
me
situation.
too.
Yeah.
Yes. And so Harvey and Rachel are leaving, and she's like, oh my God, you scared the mob so much. It's crazy. They're trying to kill you. And he's like, and she's like, maybe we could take the rest of the day off and go to a motel. And he's like, no, I have to go meet with the head of the MCU. And this line reading has always been weird to me. Oh, Jim Gordon, he's a friend. Be nice.
Right. So, like, what is he not normally nice to people?
I think it's, I don't know. It's like, ooh,
maybe he
prosecutors
assumes,
and cops.
Maybe he assumes cops are all crooked in this town. So maybe she's like, no, Gordon's a good one.
That is it. Because
Yeah.
he does have the whole, because he comes from internal affairs where
Yeah.
his job was investigating dirty cops.
Mm-hmm.
This movie's idea of what makes a cop dirty. Well, in this movie, it's that they're
Taking
getting
bribes.
paid by the mob. It's not shooting unarmed teens. It's not fabricating evidence.
Well,
It's
it is
not-
those things if that's what's needed.
But those aren't the things that happen in this movie.
Fine, but you're taking bribes from the mob so that you can make sure the mob doesn't get in trouble. I'm sure that is all kinds of things.
I know. It's just and I know that this movie isn't the real world. It's just that it's like Batman Begins. It's asking me to take it seriously.
Yeah.
So I'm bringing my understanding of the real world and applying it here and saying, I don't care if cops are getting paid by the mob. I care about cops shooting unarmed teens and fabricating evidence, planting drugs, all the shit that we know they do all the time. Or, which they show later in the movie, and I don't think they mean to show it like this, when shots ring out at the cop parade, all the cops just scatter in fear, which is what actually happens to real cops when they get in danger. They're like, oh God.
I hope there's someone here that can help.
So Harvey has his meeting with Gary Oldman. I love this sparse all these government offices just have huge windows to show this downtown Chicago. But Harvey is very suspicious of Gordon's unit because they're doing all this fancy stuff with irradiated bills. And he investigated a lot of Gordon's cops when he worked at Internal Affairs. He doesn't trust them. But Gordon's like, well, you should trust my guys. They're good guys. And he's like, fine, I'll give you your warrants. You're doing that whole thing where you're going for
5 banks.
5 banks. And I know you're working with Batman.
Because military grade shiny money.
Yeah. And he's like, my official position is that I don't know anything about the Batman. And he's like,
But if you want to meet him, he takes a nap on Thursdays at 2:15.
and he's like, fine, I'll give you your warrants, but I want you to trust me. And what he means by that is like, I want to meet the
I
guy.
want in. Right.
I want to meet Batman. Okay. And he's like, Dent, you don't have to sell me. I know you're Gotham's White Knight. And this whole movie hinges on this guy needs to be such a good guy that everything could
the
come
Dark
crashing down.
The movie's called The Dark Knight. Like, why does that sound familiar?
That society would crumble to its knees if it found out that this guy's not a good guy. Does that work for you?
I don't fucking know. I mean, everything is corrupt in this town. This town, there's only one uncorrupted thing. But it seems just as important that Batman not be corrupted either. So why should he? I think that would bring just as much to my knees.
Hey, name the district attorney of New Orleans right now. Go ahead.
Condoleezza Rice.
How many people are... You got lucky, okay? It is, no, how many people know the fucking district attorney of the... I know if you live in New York, you probably do. But it's just like... this is not what people are thinking about. Also, the mafia's always existed, and it's like that's just a part of things.
There's just a little mafia. They just got to grow up. You're just taking away the old people mafia. Like it's still there.
John Gotti kept the neighborhood safe. He took care of the place.
Right. We used to get free smokes. Now this, I got to pay for them.
There is this meeting with Mr. Lau, the Chinese businessman, at Wayne Enterprises, and there's this accountant, or no, he's a mergers and acquisitions lawyer who's there because Wayne Enterprises and Lau's company might be doing some sort of transaction. And he's run all the numbers. And he goes up to, well, first, Mr. Lau is giving a speech to the board, and Bruce Wayne's sleeping. And our kid was like, why is he doing that? And I said, you got to understand, he has to pretend like he's this playboy, but he can't be bothered to pay attention at work. And Max said, so that no one will think he's Batman? It's like, if
Batman works at night.
If Batman paid attention in meetings, if Bruce Wayne paid attention in meetings, then we'd be like, oh, maybe he's Batman.
Right.
Oh my God. But yeah, if he's sleeping in meetings, you're like, why is he so tired all the time?
Up all night.
What's he doing all the time? Well, he's doing coke and hookers, but
so he should be awake.
Anyway, good, astute observation from our child.
Thank you, child.
But yeah, this M&A lawyer reviewing the numbers, he's like, I've run the numbers. They're solid. And Morgan Freeman, who is now, remember, the CEO of Wayne Enterprises, because that's what you want, is your guy who does all your Batman gear to also be the
Face
CEO
of the company.
Not a demanding job at all. Hey, drop all the CEO job and come down to the basement with me. But Morgan Freeman says to the guy, run the numbers again. See what you find.
See, he's not even a good CEO. Look what you did now, Morgan Freeman.
This is the same thing that happens in Insomnia. For all you Insomnia people who watch that movie.
God forbid I see that for myself.
What's
next week's movie?
Inception.
Oh, that's what I meant. Those two movies are the same thing to me.
Well, there's a moment in Insomnia where Hilary Swank is playing this cop who has to investigate the shooting of Al Pacino's partner, and Al Pacino's the one who shot his partner. But she doesn't know that. And she's like, Mr. Al Pacino, here's my official report saying that everything you said went down exactly as you said. Can you sign off on it? And he inexplicably is like, why don't you take another look at everything? Because he's got this, like, he wants to get caught. He feels so guilty. He could have gotten away with it right there. And it's interesting that the same thing happens right here, is for no reason. I mean, something compels the guy to say, look at the numbers again. And it will create a problem later on.
I don't know if it's guilt and wanting to get caught.
I know it's not that, but it's something.
It's something.
There is a American Psycho sequence where they go to the restaurant and Harvey Dent and Maggie Gyllenhaal are having a dinner.
I appreciate that they give his date just as much shit to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this feels much more real. Okay. She's not just a fucking arm piece.
He shows up with this rush. She's the prima ballerina. And just saying, I know that's a real phrase, but when you say it, it feels like you're making fun of her. She's the prima ballerina. And so what do they talk about, Laci?
They're talking about the efficacy of having a Batman. Is this the right thing for the city? Is he any better than these crooks? And this is where Harvey Dent proves himself. And, ooh, man, Batman's getting such a big old bat dick.
Yeah, because Bruce is doing the, like, a man who dresses up as a bat, I don't know about that. And Dent is like, no, Batman is the symbol we need. He's saying all the things that Bruce Wayne believes about himself.
Right.
And the camera shows Christian Bale being like, oh.
That's the happiest Christian Bale is in this entire series.
Yeah, this little heart-shaped heart pounding out of. Boom,
yeah.
Boom.
That is what I'm trying to do. We could be best friends, maybe.
They're like, but what about, like, the rule of law and democracy? And he says, in ancient Rome, Harvey Dent says, in ancient Rome, they would appoint a guardian of the city and suspend democracy until the crisis was averted. And Rachel's like, but Harvey, the man they gave the power to was Caesar, and he never gave it back. And he says, okay, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. I was shocked to learn that line was invented for this movie.
Ooh,
that does not.
That's good.
Written by Jonathan Nolan. And Christopher confessed later on, I didn't know what he meant by that.
How?
I don't know, but he said he was surprised when it became the line.
Well,
from
it's
the movie
same thing as absolute power corrupts absolutely. That's all it means.
But it becomes a thing that Nolan later becomes obsessed with in Oppenheimer. That's what the second half of Oppenheimer is about.
Heroes are given power and access and money, and those three things also corrupt you. That the saying I just said is just that.
And the Joker will later say a version of it that to Batman, they need you right now, but they're gonna fucking cast you out as soon as they have no use for.
You can see Batman even in his stupid little outfit contemplating it a bit.
Yeah.
But
that's whatever it is about that idea really appeals to Nolan if he thinks me being such a weirdo who spends all this time making my puzzle movies, when they stop liking my puzzle movies, they're gonna
he's waiting
kick me off the island. And that's also the Odyssey is he spends 20 years away, and when he gets home, nobody even knows who he is.
Spoiler alert.
Dent, you've won me over. I'm going to throw you a fundraiser. And he's like, well, I'm not up for re-election in 3 years. And he says, no, trust me. One fundraiser with my pals, you'll never need another cent.
Okay, but what do I do with that money for 3 years? Like fucking advertise like y'all did this movie? Or
Well, I mean, and also it's like, so you
want to corrupt him.
So you own me then. So, okay, yeah. So I like Harlan Crow for Clarence Thomas. I have a wealthy benefactor for the rest of my career.
Maybe it's a second test. It's like, you've impressed me with your words. Now let me see if you take my money.
Ooh, you should turn this down, Harvey dumbass.
Yeah, but he does. Like that. I don't really think that goes anywhere.
They do fundraiser.
It gets interrupted by the Joker. I don't think it goes anywhere.
They never pass the collection plate?
No, and I don't. He's not into it. He doesn't seem to even want to be there. But he's not indicating that he's not going to take the money, but like no money has been suggested yet.
No, the way those things work is you pay to attend. So he's already got the money.
Harvey, your mask is slipping.
The incredible scene with the mob families assembling to watch Lau on a TV set explained to them
TV.
that he knew that all their banks were going to be hit at once, so he took the liberty of moving the money himself.
Why do you know that?
Because he has... How did he know that?
He has secret...
A dirty cop, I guess, from the MCU.
Oh, right. Because there's at least two in this movie.
And so he, without their permission, he went ahead and got all their money, and he'll be safe because he's on a plane to Hong Kong, and the Chinese government will not extradite somebody from Hong Kong to America. And then the Joker comes in. Does the magic trick. You want to see him? How about a magic trick?
And he's Gordon, right? He's like, we need to focus on the Batman, not the mafia.
You're right. Yes. What let's wind the clock back.
Told you, Gordon's more the Joker.
He really is. None of these cops would ever touch you. What happens? Your balls drop off. But see, Batman has shown Gotham your true colors. All you criminals, Gotham used to think you all ruled. But now he showed everybody that they shouldn't like you. So we got to take care of Batman. This thing with Lau, with him taking your money, no. They're going to come after him. Batman, he's not bound to Gotham City. He can go to Hong Kong and get him. He'll squeal. I know the squealers, and just points. So good. So he will kill Batman. He just wants half the money.
And does Dent turn on the bat signal? And and then Gordon comes up real. You're not supposed to play with my toy.
I know, and Batman is even like, he gets there and it's Dent, and he's like, what?
Right. And but look at his face. Like, you're not. That's mine. You don't touch it. You don't even know how to work it right.
Because Gordon comes out with his gun drawn, like, what the fuck's going on in my?
Don't touch my thingy.
And now the camera is like swooping. I think this is really exciting. It's swooping around the three of them, and Batman is just totally receded. These guys are just yelling at each other.
Guys.
And he's like, I thought this was a Batman movie. I'm kind of feeling like it's not a Batman movie, like it's a Gordon Dent movie.
Like maybe for the entire year and a half leading up to this, it's been kind of a Heath Ledger movie.
Yeah, I know. And it's one of the interesting things that happens in this movie is the way Batman recedes, so much so that the final confrontation, it's an emotional back and forth between Aaron Eckhart and Gary Oldman. Mm-hmm. And Batman just kind of shows up and he's like, Harvey, no.
Bye.
Let the boy go. Come on. So now Harvey Dent is like, Batman, I need you to go to Hong Kong and kidnap this guy, okay? And he's like, yeah, okay.
I was already on my way. I got suction cup thingies.
Why is this not corruption? Why is this okay for Harvey Dent to ask him to do?
Get the CIA. Is that not what they're for? For international? Call Interpol.
I mean.
Interpol, whatever. Yeah, this is illegal. But like, why does Harvey Dent care about the mob's money?
Because he was the key to getting to the mob. Well,
yeah.
No, you confiscate the money, then
oh, right. They still have access.
It funds the operations, so they can't do all their shit anymore. So we need to get their money.
How about every small business and every big business in town, when the mob comes and they give you money, you say, no, your money's no good here.
But it's just like, Batman, is this not a red flag to you that he is asking you to do? Like, you might have done this anyway, but he, the White Knight, is asking you to break the law because he can't.
Well, because his thing, like, he cares more about his image and like, no, my thing is the mob. I got to do the mob thing. I got to go do that. Yeah, like, this is selfish. But Batman also still thinks it's the mob. Like, he's not thinking about the Joker either. They're just on the same page right now. They're just like, no, we don't need to get them. That's why they each have a conversation separately about where to focus.
Yeah, it's just that, like, it's not whatever principle Bruce like believes in. It's like, it's not the law. Because, like, the law,
he wants Gotham to be good again. Whatever it is. It
is a ends justify the means. So if we're doing something good, then whatever we have to do is fine. But who determines what's good? I do.
He just doesn't see himself in a chain of effect thing. Like, his parents getting killed, him getting training, him now being a Batman. He doesn't see him as being just another random event to make another domino fall, and that there's no controlling this. You're just creating a new system where someone clever will find a way to exploit it.
Right.
That's it. There's always going to be this. Just have systems in place to support people who are injured and wronged, and maybe scale back like the incarceration stuff. And you surely shouldn't have a fucking Arkham Asylum. You've just been breeding insane people for every fucking movie. Let's bulldoze that. Let's get real mental health care. Like, all you can do is fix the things that we know are going to keep happening. There's no stopping them from happening.
Yeah, and even if your idea that, like, okay, this guy Harvey Dent, he's the one who can fix everything. He's term limited.
But what is the thing? Right. What is it?
And he's going to die one day.
What does he think's going to happen when the mafia is not there?
I know.
It's just, they're both baby brained and thinking super hyper locally.
So they're not planning their big mission to Hong Kong. He needs Lucius Fox to go over to Hong Kong first.
I gotta say, I deleted this whole scene.
Oh, really?
I know I watched it, but
I like it a lot.
I don't remember anything.
Well, so what happens is he's like, hey, Lucius, can you go to Hong Kong to tell Lau that we're not doing our deal? And he's like, what's wrong with the phone call? And he's like, I need you to go in person, please. Also, I have a lot of boring requests. I need a mask that turns. I need to wear a Batman mask where I can turn my neck so I can be less like Matt Stokes.
Yeah, no, but he needs to say that so that they can get across the vulnerability to guns and knives. That's the only point in changing the costume.
Well, and he does need to turn his head, but yes. But I love, this is his best scene in the movie. Morgan Freeman is, he's like, oh yeah, he's going to ask me for a bunch of shit. Yeah. He's like, that's boring. And boring. And then he says,
I don't want to be the CEO. Stop making me.
And he says, also, I need to be able to get into a plane from the air. And he says,
right. A skyhook.
He says his immortal line. No, that's more like it, Mr. Wayne. So then Bruce and Alfred are planning their mission Michael Caine just saying, I talked on the phone to a very nice man who said he could get me what I don't even know what it was. I just like that he said, a very nice man. So they abscond with the Russian ballet. So he cockblocks Harvey Dent here, who is excited about going to the ballet.
A petty little, I get you needed to create a diversion. Did you though? Did you need to create a diversion? Was anyone looking around for Bruce Wayne? In fact, you just fucking put yourself in a situation where you have 150 witnesses to you disappearing into the water.
Yeah. Hey, at the same time that Mr. Lau was kidnapped in Hong Kong, Bruce Wayne was mysteriously not in the country. Oh no, he was with the ballet though.
Yeah, but all of those guys saw you go away for a long time.
So Joker goes up to this guy Gamble, the black gangster. We have the black gangster, the Russian gangster, the Chinese gangster.
They sure are like divert. They really, they allow other underground organized crime to thrive, and I think that shows community.
It really does. What's so bad about this?
Because when all the mob bosses meet, it's Italian mafia mobs. This is not the mafia. This is just different heads of crime associations.
And Batman's making them get along,
That's sweet.
But Joker has his confrontation. Well, I want to know how I got these scars.
No.
And it's the first time he tells the story, and you don't know that later he will contradict himself. But again, the editing's so bad that you don't know if he slices Gamble up or not, kills him, just drops to the ground.
He just goes, ah!
Our
I mean,
operation.
he's shooting him. I don't think he's into torture. Like, I don't.
Joker?
Uh-huh.
I think that he kills this guy right here with the knife.
Yeah, he kills him. But he's not going to cut his face and cut his face. Like, he's not doing anything fancy. If he's going to kill you, he'll kill you quick.
It's a problem that we don't even know this from watching the scene, though.
Yeah.
And then he tells the other guys.
Yeah, what if he has the same morals as Batman? No, we've already seen him kill a bunch of people.
Our operation is small, but there's a lot of room for aggressive expansion. Bust the pool cue. Here you go. Fight to the death with a pool
That's
cue.
fucked up. That's some Django Unchained shit right there. Now you guys, there's the three of you here, 2 will die. But that's Joker betting on not those 3 men not having the humanity to just not do it. Because I guess they assume they're going to get shot if they don't. I'd rather get shot than beat to death with half a pool stick.
That's a good point. I didn't think of that. He's literally a mini morality play.
That's all he's ever doing. Every single scene he does this.
That's with you have to choose between Rachel and Harvey.
But he's constantly proving to himself why he's still doing what he's doing. So it's partial to show the contradiction to the whoever's witnessing, but a lot of it I think is to propel him to keep going and not feel bad about his choices.
Fox, Morgan Freeman goes to meet with Lau in Hong Kong to tell him the deal's off, and Mr. Lau is pissed off, but this is all a ruse just so Morgan Freeman can leave his cell phone in this building because it has a sonar, Mr.
A lot
Wang.
is done with cell phones in this fucking...
And Batman goes on a cool-ass invasion of the building. Christopher Nolan wants to make a Bond movie so bad. That's why he always...
That's all I thought I was watching.
Makes little Bond sequences in his movies like this. Skyfall 4 years later will do a sequence a lot like this. And he fucking grabs Lau, gets on a hot air balloon out the window and onto an airplane. Next shot, Lau is back in Gotham. Please deliver me to Lieutenant Gordon.
He's got to be so motion sick, too. He did a skyhook.
And now Maggie Gyllenhaal.
This is the weirdest Maggie Gyllenhaal acts. Like, she's just a little sex kitten in this. Like,
So weird.
she's supposed to be just hard nosed. Like she's supposed to be like fucking any other sergeant or woman cop performance we've ever seen. Instead, she's just like, I fuck whoever I work with. You think you could give us some intel?
Why don't you tell me about your
I think you're
dealings with
lying. I don't think you're telling me the truth right now. And then he says, what if I were to tell you this? Oh my God. That sounds real good.
They keep threatening that they're going to send Lau to county, where you won't stand a chance in county. You'll be fucking killed by
He's
all
like,
the other
I'm
prisoners.
from China. I don't know what the fuck I have no frame of context here.
I guess it's because I don't
It's
know.
not them threatening him. It's them contemplating what to do with him, and old men being completely sure that it's too corrupt by the mafia to send him into general population where the mafia will just hit him.
No, I know, but
Yeah.
then that is a threat to him. Like, we're not going to kill you ourselves, but we'll let you go get killed. So that itself is
I don't remember them threatening him with it, but just that they were trying to decide where to put him.
So let's make a deal, okay? And he's like, well, I handled all their financial data. I'm not going to return you their money, but I will spill the beans on all their financial dealings, and then you can build a RICO case. Ooh, you just have to put me on a plane back to Hong Kong. And Maggie Gyllenhaal's like,
Because the RICO case is one of the only things where you don't have to trial an individual crime for each mob boss. They just all have to be in on the same one crime. That's what's so handy about it. And it's really the only way to take down something like the mafia, because you take them all out with one hit, and there's no time for killing witnesses. There's no time for like training up someone new or other fractions. But I mean, did you take account for how many of them have 16-year-old boys? That'll be 18 soon.
well, plenty of civil rights advocates have pointed out RICO sounds like it's marketed as this great tool to fight organized crime, and the way it's actually used is to shockingly go after totally disadvantaged people
Yeah.
all the time and ruin their lives. So as long as you testify in open court, then you'll be on your plane to Hong Kong.
What's the difference in testifying somewhere else? I don't get that.
I don't know. We need you to go into a...
We can have sworn deposition testimony entered into court. Why not for like unsafe witnesses? Can they just not do it in open court? In fact, it is an option, because in the first Batman, they're like, someone must have paid him off to have her or him testify in open court. That's how he got shot. Did you not just see your boyfriend almost get shot? What are you doing? Why are you trying to lose your only witness? What are you doing?
Yeah, you don't even need a judge. Get a court reporter over here. There are all-night services we can get.
Right.
Yeah.
Get a little stamp.
So he does. They spill the beans. The mob families have their meeting and they're like, I guess it is time to hire the Joker, but then they all get arrested at the same time. And
you think they have that many handcuffs? Just like zip ties. They probably use zip ties.
I think they have a lot of zip ties.
I think so.
The judge is going through her pages and pages of indictments, and inside is a Joker card. She's like,
I do
okay.
I do appreciate all the files on the tables. Like, this is a little bit realistic, and like they're a little bit more organized on the non-mob side, and that people are really, really respecting the rule of how you should be on the bride side and you should be on the groom side. That row of cops has nothing to do with it.
But the mayor, Mayor Garcia, Nestor Carbonell,
Batman dead. Yeah, in hockey pads, you fucking moron.
brings Harvey Dent and Jim Gordon into his office, and he's like, what the fuck is up with this giant stunt? You have the entire mafia in a courtroom? This is never going to stand, because all of this is based on you went and kidnapped
someone from China.
They're going to get off on appeal.
Literally, people saw a Batman skyhook him out of a building. Like,
right.
There's no secret who took him.
In front of tons of cops.
We're the only ones with a Batman.
And what they say is like, yeah, they will. Well, first of all, the bosses are all going to get out on bail right now, but the lower level guys, no, they're going to have to spend 18 months, 2 years in prison until their sentences get overturned on appeal, because they will. But imagine what you can do with 18 months of crime-free streets.
Imagine what they can do with 18 months of in-prison, in-asylum training on crime. Planning. The time they have to plan.
That's just another thing.
I guess they could find Jesus. I don't know.
No, but it's just the idea of crime is a thing that criminals do. And so if you get rid of the criminals, there's no more crime. If they're in jail, there's no more crime.
You haven't gotten rid of them. You've just put them in a place where they get angry.
No, but even if they were all dead, they would be replaced with new ones.
Right. Just, oh my God. Oh my God, Batman.
The mayor sits Harvey Dent down, and he's like, okay, listen, people like you, but now after this stunt, they're going to come after you. So you better have a squeaky clean record, or else any misstep you make, all of this is going to come crashing down. An
alibi to suggest that maybe the cops were in on sending Batman, but you weren't. Is that the idea?
I think that specifically, but just generally broadly, if you're taking these huge swings, you got to make sure like everything you do is pristine, because any misstep you make,
you yourself are becoming a vigilante. You are working outside. Gordon is. You're all working outside of the laws that we have. You're all just three little Batmans.
Which now the Joker gets on the news because he had one of those fake Batman guys, hangs him from a building, slams it into the mayor's office, and then has an
effective jump scare.
Yeah, you shouted. Has a hostage video that he filmed where he's like, tell everybody what your name is. My name is Brian something. He's like, see, this is how crazy Batman is making everybody in Gotham. And basically, if Batman doesn't reveal himself, more people are going to die. As we talk about this movie, I'm even liking it. They started to all make more sense to me. The thing with Gordon and Dent, your point about them becoming vigilantes on their own, and the Joker's point of just my presence is making these people do things that they should not be doing.
Right. Because the end justifies the means. If they could just stop, if everything just stopped, if Batman, I even told you, I'd go away if Batman went away. I'm only here because you're fun. You know, I mean, it doesn't mean he won't kill a couple more people, but if Batman stops participating, stops showing up, he would just go away.
Right. Because he says, like, what would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob bosses. Okay. So that's not rip them off. Who cares?
Right.
Just don't shoot people. Don't kill innocent people. So it's time for the big fundraiser for Harvey Dent.
This is the thing that's most like the Batman performance by Jack Nicholson, where he like forcefully. Does he dance with someone for a second? Does he twirl someone?
With Vicky Vale.
No, I know that.
Oh.
But in this scene,
no,
I thought he might.
He seems like he might.
He interacts by like taking a champagne glass and going, ha la la, and then drinking the tiny bit that's left in it. But he does interact with a couple of ladies. They're like, oh.
Both he and Bruce Wayne toss champagne out of a glass because they're so alike. So they're having the party. Dent is
so
like,
decadent.
I don't fit in with these rich fucks. And then Bruce Wayne
Dent's
arrives.
A little Joker, little Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne arrives in a helicopter with three sexy ladies. And he's like, where is my friend Harvey? Oh, Harvey, you dumb
Harvey.
fuck.
Get in the car, loser. We're going to fuck some of these ladies.
I thought, isn't that the guy with those horrendous campaign commercials?
Right. Let me embarrass you really bad about your lack of funding before now so that you can make sure to rectify that.
And I guess he has to be doing that because everybody knows Bruce Wayne is an asshole. So it would be weird if he suddenly...
But he seems to be also publicly bullying Dent into using the money. Your campaign ads are embarrassing because you had no money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So his corruption, his wealth is corrupting Harvey Dent. His vigilantiness corrupts Harvey Dent. He turns him. He's turned.
Yeah, Dent originally ran a Bernie Sanders. The average donation was $37.
Right.
And now it's the average donation is $37 billion from one man. Now I have a whole professional team making me campaign ads. It used to just be like I had volunteers who believed in me.
Now I'm going to get elected because of the money, not because of the people. And therefore
Laci,
I do not have to follow. Thank you.
Look at this face. This is the face of Gotham's bright future. And everybody's like, wow, thanks, Bruce. And he goes outside. He tosses champagne down the...
Kills a lady.
80 million stories below.
You're in the penthouse, Bruce. It's not the mansion anymore.
Champagne icicles impales her.
He's used to being 3 stories up in a mansion, hitting a gardener. He's 80 floors up, kills a child.
Yeah. And Maggie Gyllenhaal goes out and she's like, why are you making fun of Harvey? And he's like, no, I believe in Harvey because remember that time you said that if I could stop being Batman, you'd marry me? And she's like, yes, and I meant it and I want to. And he's like, I think that day is coming. I think if Harvey locks up enough mobsters, I can quit being Batman. So this
short-sighted. Do you not see the Joker?
But it's the Nolan take on the character is this guy doesn't want to be Batman. It's a temporary project that I'm going to dabble in for a while and then I'll retire.
No, he wants both. He wants to be with her and he thinks if he's got her and they're in a relationship and then there's a need for Batman again that she'll just be like, yeah, no, Gotham needs you. She keeps fucking all the DAs. She has this in her. She wants to be the side piece of the person helping the most.
And he can present it as like a morality play to her. Like, think of it, Maggie. You're making a choice. If I'm not Batman, think of the people who are going to suffer. You want that on your conscience.
You know I don't want to be this.
And honestly, it's low-key abusive and gaslighting that you won't let me be Batman.
Could have just been okay with an open relationship. All this would be fine. All 3 of them would be safer. They would have all 3 gotten captured by Joker at the exact same time. I don't know. I don't know what would have happened.
Remember how the judge got a Joker card in her files?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they ran that card and they found traces of 3 people's DNA. Harvey Dent, the mayor, and the judge.
Okay.
No. The police commissioner, Loeb, and the judge. And they're like, the Joker's going after those 3 people. Get them. So they go pick up the judge from her house, these 2 cops, and they put her in her car. And they're like, go to a safe location. She immediately blows up.
Why didn't she get a ride?
Because these cops, they rigged her car because they're dirty cops. Gordon goes up to Commissioner Loeb and he's like, Commissioner, you got to stay in this fucking office, okay? And then Batman or Bruce Wayne incapacitates Harvey Dent.
Puts him in a wardrobe. Not even you're in a penthouse with full closets. You put him in a piece of furniture.
It was good enough. And Maggie Gyllenhaal's as he starts choking her boyfriend to death. She's like, "What are you doing?" The Joker's made a threat on his life.
So if I kill him first,
the Joker arrives. Where's Harvey?
Oh, Jesus, man.
Where's Harvey? You seen Harvey? Where's Harvey? Where? Eats a shrimp cocktail. And Rachel comes out and confronts him. And he's like, hello, beautiful. You remind me of my wife. Want to know how I got these scars? I used to have a wife. Now tells the second tale of how he got these scars. And then Batman fights him. And then Joker throws Rachel out the window. Batman jumps after her, saves her. They crash onto a car below. And she's like, thanks for saving me, Batman. He's like, no problem. And it cuts instantly to the next day. And that bothered me so much in the movie theater
where's the Joker?
So
does Joker
everything's
go
fine
away?
now. Yeah.
No sweep of the event. This is a Harvey Dent fundraiser. So the Joker did no other harm. He threw a lady out the window. Batman saved her, and the Joker just ran away.
Yeah.
Batmobile lost its wheel.
And it may sound like annoying plot hole thing to complain about.
No,
and
it
it's
just isn't Joker enough.
It also just doesn't feel like this meant anything.
Also, how did Harvey get out of the thing?
Right.
And was he thankful? And why isn't Bruce Wayne there to help?
Does he think Bruce Wayne? Does he know Bruce Wayne choked him out? What is he told happened? If I lost consciousness, it would be the defining incident of my life.
Well, we always come back to this. Yeah, how any of these scenes where the police are like chasing down a bad person and they have to push a lady and it's like that lady's nails.
Bruce Wayne and Alfred, they're talking about the Joker. They're talking about escalation. The mob turned to the Joker, but they didn't understand him. And maybe, Master Wayne, you don't understand the Joker.
And maybe, Master Wayne, the people don't understand the tool they're using called Batman.
Yeah, exactly. To deal with this problem of mafia, a problem that always existed and will always exist.
Right. We decided to use a bigger tool, and maybe it wasn't fair, and maybe it was military backed, and maybe it cost a lot of money, and maybe it's operating outside of the law, but isn't it nice to not have the mafia?
And I think it is cool to, like, if you project onto the Joker something like
rule of law, Thanos,
to project Thanos onto him. No,
what it makes you Thanos has a morality to him. He's doing a counterintuitive thing to make things better for everyone. I'm not saying Joker's doing that, but there's a morality to what the Joker's doing.
There's an ideology. I don't know if it's based in morality.
Sure.
I mean, that's Thanos does want to make it better for people. I don't know if that's actually what the Joker wants to do. If he wants it, you could say like Bane in the next movie, who has a much more defined ideology. You could say he's like an accelerationist.
Yes, like the gun in I Love Boosters.
Yeah, I want to the gun and I Love Boosters, which heightens the contradictions. But the idea of accelerationism is like we quickly make everything collapse so that we can bring about the new order where things will be more just.
Right. Or like, here's this thing you're doing and you're doing it because you think the end is going to be this. Let me accelerate it and show you what the actual outcome is and how you're wrong or how, no, that's a great outcome. Let's get there. That's what the gun did. And everyone go see I Love Boosters.
Yeah, it's a good movie. I love that movie.
I love it.
So Alfred now tells him the bizarre story. I was a fucking Green Beret.
Just like his fucking story in The Prestige. And I'm like, not now, Michael Caine. Like, but he's just like, I love your stories. And he lets him tell it.
He does. He turns around and like pays very close attention.
Because he knows there's going to be, like, this is the only guidance he's ever had in his whole life. So, I mean, fuck it. But I was like, oh God, you've told me this story 5 times. And like, how's it going to apply to this? Good.
But I'm sorry. I thought you spent all your life being a butler. You were running guns to the...
You were born with a little tray in your hand, not in your mouth.
I was funding fucking Al-Qaeda in Libya. We were going up against Gaddafi. And I was in Burma. We were working for the military junta.
Sounds good. And that sounds fine.
And there was a bandit, you see. Bandit.
Don't mind my accent. Colonialism not in my blood.
And there was this bandit, and they were bribing him with rubies. But see, he's just throwing the rubies away. See, Master Wayne, some men just want to watch the world burn.
And all I could think about was the end of the Goonies, and I'm like, what am I going to do with these fucking rubies?
Save the town.
This is not currency.
Save the town.
I'm going to need a broker. I'm going to need a guy with a fucking little loop.
Invest in guitars and VHS. That's what you need. That's all you need.
Quit giving away our secrets, man.
The mergers and acquisitions lawyer, who's asking a lot of questions, goes up to Morgan Freeman and he's like, hey, I took a very cursory look at your books and see that you're spending billions and billions of dollars on very Batman looking equipment.
I also thought that very public bat car that he's been using looks a lot like these blueprints we framed for like cinemadality reasons in the 3rd floor break room.
I have here this strip from a photo booth of you with Batman. And he has his tongue out. It's very cute.
Yeah,
but
this is my best little man.
$10 million a year for the rest of my life. And the only fun Morgan Freeman gets to have in the movie. Let me get this straight. Do you want to bribe this man? Good luck. It's one of cinema's best bitches, Morgan Freeman.
Cunt E. I love this shot of Heath Ledger with the practical makeup, but without. He seems to still made his eyes dark, so you don't know if that's like part, but they show it so briefly that it's like really special.
But it was just back to Morgan Freeman. It was the guy telling him this whole division, it was moved off the books suddenly. And Morgan Freeman's like, oh yeah, of course. But he didn't know about this. So he goes and asks Master Wayne about it.
It's a public company at this point. Okay. I was about to say, like, it's a private company, like they can do what they want, but they can't.
And he asks him about it. And Bruce says, Lucius, I'm playing this one pretty close to the chest.
Yeah, you're not what I'd call my inner circle.
Have you ever heard play it close to the chest?
It's interchangeable with vest.
I've only ever heard it in this movie because it later gets said again. Chest.
I mean, it's the same, when you're holding your cards, you hold them close to your chest.
I get it.
But yeah, I don't know.
People say vest.
You know what, though? If you're going to say it wrong one time, you better say it wrong the next time.
True.
Yeah.
It's like how my dad calls it hot cream and not ice cream.
Okay, that's not at all. He does that to annoy us.
But maybe in the Nolan house, this is what they say. And so Chris and Jonathan, they're talking to David Goyer. And
or
he's
like the guy that wrote Rich Dad, Poor Dad, who literally published in his book that was edited and proofread, you know what they say, a fool and his money are one big party. What? That's like not even fucking close, nor the sentiment of the colloquialism. That is insane that was printed.
I don't even know what Rich Dad, Poor Dad is.
Oh, it's an airport book. It's terrible. It's all about how to it's all about mindset. That's the difference between a poor dad and a rich dad.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just exploit people. That's the fucking tip. An MLM.
I think I always... What am I thinking of? Like Mom's
Tiger
House,
Mom?
Dad's House? I always thought it was like a divorce book for kids.
Why would it be called Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
I didn't think about it.
All right.
Sometimes your dad is rich, then he has a divorce and he's poor. And alimony means she gets all of my money. So they're having a parade where there's 1 million cops marching. Get all the cops in one place because Commissioner Loeb...
We're not scared.
Oh, I forgot to say Commissioner Loeb died.
He died, guys.
Drink
So did that.
poison.
So
Poison liquor.
2 of the 3 targets died. Harvey Dent, the Joker gave up? I don't know.
Because Gordon was meeting with him in his office, and he's like, Gordon, let me tell you something. When you're commissioner, and by the way, you're never going to be commissioner, honey. You get a lot of threats you get a lot of threats on your life. Now let me take the drink of this alcohol. So they're having a big parade in this guy's honor. And Bruce Wayne goes into this building where he finds all these cops who are locked up with duct tape over their mouths and
But it's
uniforms were stolen.
Well, and it's yes. And then we see all these who we think are people working for the Joker who have their hands duct taped into the shape of like pew pew, I've got a gun, but then they've got masks on to make them look like they work for the Joker, but so that you can't tell that their mouths are taped, and they're in front of these big picture windows, which doesn't make sense, but it does make them still think, okay, these are bad guys, even though it's a weird setup kind of feeling.
That's later. That's at the end of the movie.
You could have stopped me at any time.
I was like, was I not paying attention during this part? So he's like, oh my God, the Joker and his men are down there disguised as cops. Oh no. And then we see Heath Ledger without his makeup on, and he takes a shot at the mayor, and Gordon jumps in front of the bullet and takes it.
Clearly in the arm. He's dead.
And because the movie's edited so shittily.
I guess he fucking died.
Yeah, because it jumps instantly to them delivering the news to his wife. Your husband's dead. We're so sorry. And she screams at Batman. When all of that happens, and it is an incredible shot. This is what Nolan is great at, is I got 4,000 extras to stand in a city block of Chicago.
That shit's hard.
And made them all scatter at the same time.
How do you not cause an injury?
They arrest one suspect. He's in the ambulance, and Harvey Dent gets in the ambulance with him. And the guy is wearing a name tag that says Officer Rachel Dawes. And he's like, Rachel Dawes, how do you know that name? And so he decides, I'm commandeering this ambulance, and he takes him off by himself.
Who's Rachel Dawes?
Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Oh, duh.
So Harvey's questioning this guy, and he's like, I'm going to fucking shoot you dead. I'm going to flip my coin. And if it's heads, you live. Tails, you die.
All the while, you have no background on this guy. This guy is schizophrenic. He has no control over, he's doing bad things, but he was locked up and he's being manipulated. You're not supposed to kill this person. You're not the judge, jury, and executioner just because now it's about Rachel.
Him being schizophrenic is immaterial. This is, I think Geneva Convention says this is torture if you threaten to kill somebody and do the thing with the coin flip and it lands on heads. So we find out late,
right.
We assume it's a two-sided
Something's going on,
coin.
right? But then Batman sees it and he's just scandalized, like, no, Dent. But
he's right. You're a white knight and you're breaking the law, and this is a worse thing than anything
you're a symbol.
Prosecutors being able to do this is not like that puts us in a worse position than anything.
But his end is justifying his means. That's the thing. Everyone's got their thing that they will cross the line for. And we all act like we're so different from people who just happen to have been pushed their way earlier, who had less means and a worse life. And we have no sympathy for them at all.
Right.
And in fact, all those disgusting pieces of shit get on that boat and we're going to fuck that boat. And we're going to boat and then we're going to sink it. And it's just the way we talk about the people on that boat as if they don't have kids and a family and a life worth living.
Yeah, what they keep saying is those men made their choice.
Did they? Or did their fucking situation make it for them? Did Harvey Dent decide to go torture a schizophrenic man for a little while? Or did something happen? Even to him.
And Batman kidnaps Maroni and he drops him off a 3-story building and breaks his legs.
And he's fine, guys. He's going to be in another scene with just like a little walker. Like, no, his bones didn't shoot out of his body.
I know. But
so stupid.
Maroni's like, he's intimidated by Batman, but he's like, listen, man, the Joker's in town now. And now we all realize we don't need to be scared of you because you have your rule. You don't kill people. And he will kill people. So no one's the old school criminals of this town. We're not going to help you find him because we're fucking scared of him. And Batman realizes, as he says to Dent in the next scene, or no, he says to Dent, I have to turn myself in. I have to unmask.
I'm at the limits of like what I can do in this situation with my rule.
Yeah, because he says that to Rachel in the next scene. He's like, I have to because I realized today what it will actually take for me to beat the Joker, and I'm not willing to do that. So I'm going to turn myself in. And by the way, you said we could be together. And she's like, don't make me your one hope for a normal life.
Yeah, well, every single time I tell you I'm going to quit, you're like, well, don't do it for me. It's like, but I'm doing it for you. Can we do this now? I don't think you're really doing it for me. And I think you really want to be that Batman. It's like, well, you keep fucking pulling this shit because you're always in a relationship with a DA.
Where will it end? When will we run out of DAs?
Dicks and ass.
And she says, Bruce, you know that if you turn yourself in, they're not going to let us be together.
What do you fucking mean?
He's going to go to prison.
He's rich.
I know. But
and no jury would be mad at him. Unless a bunch of fucking mobsters on the goddamn jury.
Now, what would happen? I would like to see this.
The trial of Batman.
You'd have to move it to a new jurisdiction because everybody's compromised in Gotham.
But then you just got like Cape Crusader fucking nut job in front of a bunch of people who've never heard of him. That also does not seem fair.
No, yeah, he's a billionaire. He's not getting in trouble. But you know who is getting in trouble? Alfred. And Bruce doesn't seem concerned about this at all.
He's just like...
Because he says...
For some reason, the underground layer is also a crematorium.
Yes.
He's got so many fucking ovens.
Tossing all this into the furnace, Master Wayne. He's like, yeah, good. Anything that can lead back to Rachel or Lucius.
Fuck you.
Not you, though.
You're covered in soot, Cinderella. Just keep burning.
And Alfred, you're disappointed with me. What would you have me do?
Help.
Help me burn this?
Yes, it's so heavy and I'm so old.
Nope, that's what you're there for. And he says, endure, Master Wayne. They'll hate you for it. But that's the point of Batman.
Right. What have we done all this for? Why do I bring a fucking tray of toast and eggs you're not going to eat all the way down to this fucking crematorium every day? Just for you to be a fucking pussy.
The second anything got a little difficult, the Joker.
The mob boss says he wasn't even this scared of me, and then this whole time I thought he was so scared.
And look at my costume, it's so scary. I'm scared of bats. Endure, Master Wayne. Endure. He's like, sorry, I can't.
You're not my dad! And then he leaves.
Well, they ride the elevator up together, and Alfred's like...
Alfred wasn't even finished his job, but whatever.
I suppose you're happy that you get to tell me I told you so. And he's like, today I don't feel much like telling you that. I did tell you so.
It's a nice little levity.
I suppose they'll lock me up too with you, Master Wayne. And he's like, with me, I'm going to tell him the whole thing was your idea.
Oh, that's going to make him feel better while he's trying to insinuate, hey, remember how you're protecting everyone but me? Here's where you tell me I'm going to be fine, right? I have a wife and kid in London.
Master Wayne, you do have a lawyer, at least a phone number I can fucking call.
I think I burnt your fucking rotating thing, your Rolodex.
So Harvey Dent has called a press conference, and these people in the crowd are like, no more dead cops. Things are worse than ever. And he's like, yes, things are bad, but the night is darkest before the dawn. A new day is coming. And they're like, no, fuck that. No more dead cops. And he's like, fine, take the Batman into custody. And Bruce Wayne's about to move forward, and Aaron Eckhart's like, I am the Batman. So they cuff him, boys.
Really not sure what this does, but yeah, they both see each other as the solution, and neither of them want to be the solution. But they both claim to want to be the solution. They're both pussing out. It's not the brave thing for him to say he's Batman. He's gonna be like, well, gotta go.
And he is not in on the plan with Gordon and Batman.
I have no idea.
He's not, because he seems surprised when he sees Gordon.
Gordon.
So this isn't, this is he's going rogue here, and.
That makes sense. Gordon was going to save Batman.
We're cutting now to Rachel. She's complaining to Alfred. She's like, Alfred, why is he doing this?
God.
When she says this to Alfred, Alfred is wearing an apron, which I had to pause and point out to you. He's wearing an apron. He's about to get arrested.
He got cinder soot all over his other clothes.
Bruce is still having him fucking do housework with his apron on? What is he doing?
I don't think Alfred knows how to sit still, to be fair. Yeah.
So she's like, Alfred, tell him. I wrote him a letter. Can you give this to him when the time is right?
Thanks, Rachel. I needed something else to do. We're in the middle of a fucking crisis, but can I also deliver this fucking message? Sure. There's such a thing as email.
Listen, Laci, not only can you deliver this note for me, how will I know when the time is right?
You'll know.
It's not sealed. So what I'm saying is, please do read my letter and then make your own determination as to what the emotional time is to. Like, you're asking him to do a lot, man.
Bitch.
So then she goes down to Harvey. Harvey, they're taking you away. And he's like, yeah, I'm going away, baby. She's like, you can't do it. You can't go through with it. Tell him you're not Batman. And he's like, I'll flip for it. Heads, I won't go through with it.
You can't leave the top.
You can't leave something like that. I don't. And then she flips over the coin. You make your own luck, Harvey.
Okay.
Oh.
Here's something I do not think they make clear. Who gives him the regular coin? Is it the Joker?
His father. Oh, no. That coin, his lucky coin, gets burnt. So the burnt side becomes the tail side, which is how it was, at least in the animated series from the 90s.
Okay. It is dirty. So that makes sense.
So.
Wait a second. That's going to fuck up the trajectory. How do you know that coin's even flipping the way it's supposed to? Now you've got loaded dice.
So he can still say, I make my own
That's
luck.
what loaded dice is. Do you know that?
From Inception, yeah.
But you've heard of loaded dice, but you know what that means.
It means a dice that is not going to toss like an actual objective dice should.
Right. It is bottom weighted. Right.
Yes. Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Inception.
See, I'm at a disadvantage.
Only I know the weight of this loaded die.
Got it.
Lots of Christopher Nolan characters talk like this.
Lots of prestige shit in there.
So they're transporting him. This is the big action set piece that everyone celebrates from this movie.
I do love that motorcycle. I love the Batman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is also that they can transport Aaron Eckhart to county because they know the Joker's going to try to kill him. So they need to put him in a very heavily secured vehicle with a giant SWAT team escort. And in the armored vehicle that they put Aaron Eckhart in, it is being driven by a man wearing a mask. And this other guy gets in and he's like, pleased to meet you, buddy. I hope you're a good driver. He doesn't say
those
anything.
comic book shit too, like bad. Yeah.
And
it's before COVID, so there's no reason for this mask.
But Laci said he's the Joker.
Right. I mean, because you're so used to, by this time, the Joker being in all the places.
Yes, of course.
Even though I'm looking at him. I'm like, no, it's him.
Because the Joker pulls up in a big circus truck where it says laughter is the best medicine. And they spray painted an S in front of the L. So it's slaughter is the best medicine.
Uh-oh.
All this cool car shit happens. What do you think of all this cool car shit?
I follow it. I get confused as to who's in what truck and why isn't the Harvey Dent bouncing all around when the other truck is the one that's actually being hit. So I did lose track of where is he.
It ultimately culminates in Batman.
I'm honestly distracted by the guy that's not speaking. I don't know that that's effective. I'm the whole time like paying attention to the wrong card.
It is kind of like Fallon in The Prestige. You're like, why can't I see his face? That's weird.
Yes, there's a tell here. You're telling us something. This is way too obvious. And because I feel like it's so obvious, it can't be the Joker. But now I'm distracted by why the fuck is it here?
Yeah. But I mean, this is Nolan trying to do a magic trick in the movie of because people
now they expect them.
It could have been plausible that Gordon would die halfway through the movie.
Sure. It's dark Batman after all. But like, it's not like Gary Oldman has such a distinct voice that he couldn't just go.
I drive the car.
Hold door.
Hold the door. Hold the door. This culminates with Batman on his motorcycle. Joker's on the street and he's like, come on, fucking run me over. And Batman won't do it because he won't take a wife. And he ends up, Batman crashes as Batman's on the ground. The Joker and his thugs start kicking him and his suit electrocutes them. And Joker finds this so hilarious.
It's funny. It
is funny, but then the masked cop gets out and pulls a gun on the Joker. And the Joker's like, God damn it, no. And it's Gordon under the mask.
Gordon, you son of a bitch.
So all of
Is
this.
Is it legal to fake your death, Gordon? Are you going around the law a little?
Somebody weigh in. Is it legal to fake your own death? I bet it's not.
Also,
legal.
If you're shot at a cop parade that's like celebrating a downed cop, do you have to the next day have a cop parade?
Just
We're closing down the street again, guys.
Just cop parades on top of cop parades. My God. This faking his death thing, putting his family through the worst experience imaginable.
I'm so pissed.
It was all in service of him getting to drive the truck.
Because he's the best. There's everyone's corrupt, and he can only trust himself. So,
but he doesn't think that. He trusts his people. Gordon trusts his people,
but he only has so many, and he needs a few drivers. It would take several cops to pull this off, but I guess the most important job is who is transporting whoever claims to be Batman. It doesn't matter which one of them it is. They're equally a target.
And he and Batman decided, you are going to get shot at the parade.
Batman's in on it?
Yeah.
Oh.
So do pretend to be dead.
Nolan, do better. I shouldn't be wondering who the fuck's in on this.
Gordon.
But it has been odd this entire movie. They really kind of linger on that lady cop longer than you think they're going to. Or a main character kind of gives her a nod. And you're like, wonder. So the reveal is not. I mean, that's not the reveal, but it's not a surprise when it's her.
Gordon reveals himself to Dent, and Dent says, Gordon, you're alive. Huh, you really do play things close to the chest. Then the press is mobbing Harvey Dent. Mr. Dent, were you working with the Batman the whole time? He's like, no, but I had faith he would do the right thing. What was that, sir? Saving my ass. That's a good line. And then Ramirez, the detective, escorts him into a police car, puts him in a car. Go away. All right, good. Going to safety. And then the camera lingers with her. And you think,
that's the lingering moment.
Why linger?
Well, and he gives her this nod of thanks. Thank you, Lady Cup.
So Gordon goes into the precinct with the mayor. The mayor's like, my God, crazy shenanigans you're pulling, Gordon, faking your death and all. You're the new commissioner of police. Yay. Commissioner Gordon. And everyone claps, including the Joker. What about that Joker? We learned anything about him? And they say, no fingerprints that match, no DNA, no name, no alias, no nothing in his pockets but knives and lint. So go home, Gordon. Go home to your wife. And he goes home to his wife, and his wife slaps him and then hugs him, and all is forgiven.
The son's reaction is the most confusing because it's like, okay, clearly this woman did not break the news fully, or he does not understand life and death. Did Batman save you from the hellfires? Like, I died. I'd be like, son, I died. Are you fucking stupid? No. I did.
You're like 12 years old, son.
Like,
I mean, come on.
Right. Did Batman save your gerbil or grandma? No. Okay.
But there's this. Okay, this is a weird. When they break the news to Gordon's wife,
they make the kid go away. Right. So the wife sat on that for a whole night.
But the camera lingers on the boy.
Yeah.
So this is Nolan's sympathies here. His point of view character in the Gordon family. It's the little boy. It's not the wife.
Right.
It's like he can't even relate to a wife. A wife with a dead husband, I don't get that. Husband with a dead wife.
Now we're
talking.
Yes.
No, but it is. And then later, the most
favorite?
important one is the son. That's the one that Nolan
The
can relate
very
to.
stupid son that thinks that death can be stopped by Batman.
Did Batman pull you out of hell, Daddy?
Did you pay the 6 pence to cross the river Styx and then you fought the Satans?
He did, and I never even said thank you.
I didn't have to.
He's home with his family for 2 minutes, and his wife's like, "Hey, you son of a bitch!" She's like, Barbara, they're calling me back to the precinct. Harvey
This
Dent
time
is
I'm
missing."
not going to die again. The next time 2 cops show up and she's like, get off it. Fuck y'all.
I know. And she continues believing everything they fucking say. But that's it. You pointed this out, though. It's like he unwittingly is destroying all sort of trust and faith in these sort of things.
Yes, and understanding what life and death means and what does mourning do and mourning do.
He goes back to the precinct and goes into the interview room with the Joker. Evening, Commissioner. Harvey Dent never went home. Where is he? What do you know about him? It's like, me? I was right here. What did you do with him? Does it depress you that Maroney's people got to your people or whatever? And he's like, you know what? I'm going to need a cup of coffee.
Does good cop, bad cop stuff.
Uncuffs him, and it's my only line I dislike from the Joker is the good cop, bad cop routine.
What's wrong with it?
I just don't know.
I like that he's wrong.
I
Because it's
guess.
bad cop, bat cop routine.
I don't know. Something about
Seems
it.
beneath him.
So,
Yeah, it's not
Seems beneath
quite clever enough.
not exactly. And then Batman starts beating the shit out of him.
Well, that's because Gordon's supposed to have a moment looking cool, and that's his moment.
So
I'm Batman.
this is the most celebrated scene in the movie, the Batman Joker conversation. What do you think of it?
I like it, but it's the one where I think there's something else that is appealing about Joker is like you keep waiting for the why and you keep waiting for the turn because you want him to care about something. So it's like, is it possible that this Joker could care about Batman or something? I don't know. You just like when you're starved of the good of someone, you're just like, what if he's nice? So like, but it keeps on going. He's getting hit. He's laughing. He's about to die. He's laughing. It's just like, it's enthralling, but I'm keeping up with it because I want to know the next thing that the Joker's going to say, and that there is a possibility it could be something completely against character is really exciting.
And it certainly teases.
I love his hair. I love everything he does with his hair in his movie. He's always like fucking around with it, and like.
And the makeup coming off is such a great touch. Reminds me of Sting, the wrestler, whose makeup would come off over the course of a match.
Yes, and he's been incarcerated, so like he can't go do his makeup.
Right.
Eventually, he'll just be without it if he stays in there long enough.
Yep. And
I have to get some toilet rouge. That's just blood.
so the crux of the conversation is like, nothing's ever going back to the way it was. All these people, they're under the delusion that it can, but I know it can never go back. And he says, so why do you want to kill me? Kill you? Pah, what would I do without you? You complete me. I mean, that might be the hardest line in the movie to deliver, is to deliver that and not have it be a joke.
And
you
I think
complete me.
Lego Batman had not come out yet, but
No.
I feel like they really drive that home. Yeah, and that's the little part you're living for, because it's just like, guys, that's so sweet.
But they really are mirrors of each other because they're equally obsessed with proving points and being symbols. And it's why I find it's why I don't connect as much to the Nolan movies, because those things don't matter.
And that's the whole point of Batman, right? It's like, this is useless. This is a masturbation exercise here. We're going to end up with what we had. And in the middle is just like, remember those years when we had a fucking Batman? That was fucking crazy.
Which is one of the things I find so interesting about the next movie. The next movie takes place 8 years later, and it's been 8 years without a Batman.
Well, because he did all kinds of crime, Matt. But I do think it's interesting that you would think the Joker wouldn't care too much about you knowing his backstory, but he's been very, very capable to also be completely anonymous. He doesn't need a mask to do it.
And the Joker doesn't care who Batman is. It's never been, I need to find out who he is.
Mm-mm.
He's telling him to unmask.
I don't think he wants to know. Right.
But that's because I want to prove to you that you
don't matter to him. He won't unmask himself to save you guys.
Exactly. That's
Right.
That's the whole
He's
point.
not
But
the hero you think he is.
But to Joker, it doesn't matter who he is. But I do think he can pick up on, and maybe if he put his mind to it, probably would figure out this is Bruce Wayne.
What a fun alternate movie you just made.
Yeah. Just because
I don't think he wants to know. It's more fun this way.
I agree.
And, maybe Batman, Joker is more of a symbol of like the anonymousness of people without money. Like, who cares I don't have a history? When my makeup's off, you don't even notice me. Like, you don't notice me when I'm not flamboyant because flamboyance is what catches y'all's attention. And what does that look like? It looks like wealth. It looks like a big car. I don't have those things, so I make a different kind of spectacle. And I'm just some anonymous fucking guy.
And what I am trying to do is I'm not a monster. I'm just ahead of the curve. See, the world is going to hell, and I want everybody to know about it, basically. I just want you to know. And you, Batman, you have all these rules. You think they will save you. I have only one rule. I don't kill anybody, which I don't think these movies make very clear.
At all. I had not until this movie did I know that was a rule.
It's everybody who likes Batman knows, Batman doesn't kill people. That's his big thing. But the movies don't make that clear. Mm-mm. I have only one rule. Then it's the one rule you're going to have to break. The earlier movie ended with him saying to Liam Neeson, I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you. And you and I watching say that's the exact same thing. And the Joker points that out. So I will make you kill somebody. You're going to choose to save one of two people and in effect will be killing the other person. Choose between killing Rachel or saving Rachel or saving Harvey. So he goes to save Rachel.
It is interesting to force him to go to the house he didn't want to go to, or to go to the place that had him instead of her. Does he not have a friend? Can someone else not go? Well, no, fucking Gordon goes to the other place. But I guess I don't know. The point is just because we need Harvey Dent to live.
And I don't love how much of a super genius mastermind the Joker is in this movie, where he has thought of he's just Jigsaw. He just thought of every single thing that everybody's going to do and is going to be 8 steps ahead of them. That's not what I like about the Joker.
Well, the predictability of mankind is what Jokerified him, though, right? Like that's why he's so cynical. That's why he's so surprised when no one blows up the boats. Like, he does know what people are going to do. He's bored too.
Right, but planning ahead things
He also knew criminals, no matter what crime they were. This guy's just tossed in county. It could just be he was drunk and unorderly. He could have jaywalked. But because he's behind bars all of a sudden, him having excruciating stomach pains that look really real, he knew that would not matter. Yeah. No one would pay attention to him.
Shut up, you fucking con freak. And he has the pains in his stomach, and they're not listening to him until he seems to be having some sort of episode. The Joker gets a hold of I just want my phone call, and calls the cell phone inside of this guy's fucking chest, which explodes at the precinct, and that's how the Joker gets away. Harvey is at one warehouse surrounded by barrels of gasoline. Rachel's at the other. They could talk to each other over these walkie-talkies. Rachel knows, Harvey, I know Batman's coming for me, but I don't. I wish he wouldn't. I want to marry you. I'm so upset about this. I'm so upset.
This is such an inconvenience because
And as she's saying all of that, she hears him say, no, why are you coming for me? No, go after her. And she's like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Oh. So she's now realized, I am going to die. So this is when Maggie Gyllenhaal's really good. And she's like, okay. Yes. Okay. Harvey. Okay. You understand. And then it just blows up.
Yeah.
Which that's the Nolan abrupt cutting thing that sort of works. And a very similar thing will happen in Interstellar when Matt Damon's character blows up, as he's mid soliloquy.
Which I also don't fucking remember. Can you stop telling me about movies that are coming up?
Doesn't matter. So just like all these speeches you're going to make, they don't fucking matter. You're just going to blow up. It doesn't matter.
And importantly, he falls down in the gasoline, so the part of him that does get injured is half his face, which is handy because he doesn't need paint or anything anymore, or never did.
Doesn't need what?
Doesn't need paint to be a bad guy look. He's already,
don't even have to put it on.
Skins off. Yeah.
He is going to have to buy all those half suits though, half leopard print on one side, half normal on the other.
I hope he locally sources the fabrics.
So Bruce is still in his Batman costume, but without the helmet at his penthouse. And Alfred has prepared a beautiful hotel continental breakfast for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Master Wayne, here you go. And on the tray of breakfast is the note that Rachel has written.
Yeah, this isn't the time,
This is the
Alfred.
moment.
Every time he's like, maybe now? No.
Alfred, was it my fault? I didn't want this to happen. You're like,
You kinda. Yeah, you're
Master
one of the
Wayne,
dominoes. I don't
you
know what to
see?
say.
You fucking poke the Joker. You poke the Joker in the bear. I was saying earlier, it is. Here's a comparison. It's like the Taliban. It's like
Of course it is. You created.
well, yes, we needed
Yes.
somebody to fight the Soviets in the 80s, so we gave them weapons, and then wait a minute, we didn't understand. Then once the Soviets got out, then they turned on us. I do kind of like that reading of the force we unleashed that we had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah, you can create a weapon. You cannot decide who uses it.
Oppenheimer.
I know, Matt.
It's all fucking linked.
I know, Matt.
Well, I'm glad you knew and I didn't. You're smarter than me.
True.
Alfred, I don't know what to do. What did you do about that bandit? Did you ever fix it?
I didn't let you finish your story earlier because I wanted to go up the fucking elevator.
That's true. Why didn't he ask right then? I don't really ask follow-up questions. Is it my fault? Or no, Master Wayne. Rachel, the thing is, she was going to marry me. She told me herself. We can't ever let Harvey Dent know. Let's never tell him. And Alfred immediately grabs the card.
Alfred, I kind of think this was the moment. Honestly, why let him live with that kind of pain?
That's true.
Let him go
That's
ahead and
true.
get rejected. And why hold a candle for her?
Do it all at the same time.
Yeah, gonna get pregnant, you get a puppy.
Yes.
Just get it all out of the way.
As it's going great for my brother. Yeah.
That's what yeah.
Yeah, he didn't come to me at all and tell me, big mistake. That in Minecraft, that didn't happen. So Alfred removes the card and Bruce is like, what's that? He's like, it can wait.
Another time.
What'd you do with that bandit though? Do you ever find the bandit, in Burma when you were running guns to the junta?
Uh-huh.
Yes, we did. Burned the forest down.
Right. We did insane irreparable damage to kill one fucking guy.
The earth and the climate grew 1 degree warmer.
Because our ends justify our means.
Gordon goes to visit Harvey in the hospital.
Looking like
I'm sorry about Rachel, Harvey.
Looking like fucking Breaking Bad. Hormones.
Gus Fring.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They tell me you're in excruciating pain, but you're not accepting medication. Why? And Harvey's just like, what was
Or
that
skin
name?
grafts.
Or skin grafts. What was that name they had for me, Gordon, down at IA? Oh, I can't remember.
No, don't make me tell you. I don't want to insult you to your face.
Two-Face. Harvey Two-Face.
And then he goes, surprise! What a reveal, Harvey. Thanks.
Why should I hide who I am? What do you think of this, Laci? Is it good? It's CGI. I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I don't. It didn't distract me.
This is the how can we do Batman's insane villains and all the insane shit in Batman, but in the
Realistic.
real world.
Right.
Yeah. And this is the most fanciful thing we've seen so far. But someone could hit this. I guess this could happen to someone.
He would be in so much fucking pain that he wouldn't be able to form sentences, though. I mean, just imagine when you've been burned and how bad that feels for so long.
But he's not accepting pain medication.
Right.
Wow. So he leaves Harvey. Harvey's chained to his bed. The Joker, meanwhile.
Why is Harvey chained to his bed? He's not Two-Face yet.
Why did they chain him?
Why is he dangerous?
Well, no, I guess he's been trying to get out, and they're like, no, we need to treat you.
You're a fall risk, sir. He's got the little grippy socks on. He keeps kicking him off.
The Joker's gotten all the mob's money back, and the Chechen's really pleased. It's like, Mr. Joker, man, my best friend, what you do with your money? And he gives a speech about, I like really cheap things like gasoline. Speaking of which, lights all the money on fire.
Ka-chow.
Tell your men they work for me, and your dogs, your little dogs too. And now his dogs go to work for the Joker and
They get
become
thrown off
very
the
loyal
balcony.
to him. So then the Joker visits Harvey in the hospital, dressed up as a nurse.
Never looked better.
He goes to visit Harvey, and Harvey's like trying to strangle him, but he's chained up because he's a prisoner, kinda. And the Joker's just like, hi.
Oh, wait. But before the Joker threatens to, he knows he needs to cause chaos, so he says he's going to blow up a hospital. Where does he get the platform to do that?
the lawyer went on TV with Anthony Michael Hall and said, I know who the Batman is. And I'm going to reveal it tonight at 5.
Okay. And then
the Joker called into the TV station. He's like, put me on the news.
it's very,
It's like the 89 Batman, honestly.
no, it's like the fucking.
The Zodiac?
Yeah. Thank you.
Am I speaking to the Zodiac?
I only speak in Gyllenhaal's.
And
They're going to come bouncing off the bus.
he's like, listen, I don't want this motherfucker to ruin all the fun. Don't reveal who the Batman is. If this guy isn't dead within an hour, I'll blow up a fucking hospital.
I love it. All is a morality test.
And so
But it gives them enough time to actually evacuate the hospitals.
yes. And Gordon's like, get all the cops to hospitals. Protect the hospitals.
What cops do we have that have loved ones in the hospital? God, don't be one of those guys.
I think, do they say that? I think it's Batman and Alfred who are focusing on
Oh, it's
that.
Gordon.
He is? Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's how he realizes he's in the car with one.
No, but because Alfred texted that to him.
Yeah. All he says is, this guy's got a mom in the hospital. Like, I mean, what's that supposed to mean to Gordon?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Sorry about your mom. And then he just keeps on going with the conversation.
Oh, it's too bad.
Where are we going, by the way?
Who dis? So Joker now speaks to Harvey. Hi. And he's like, you're fuck you. I hate you, Joker. And he's like, listen, I don't want there to be any hard feelings. I know that I technically burned half your face and killed your girlfriend, but it was nothing personal. Okay. So please don't kill me. Now, how does he, I mean, your real enemy is not me. Your enemy is Gordon and Batman. They're the ones who are making all this fucking shit happen. So no hard feelings, okay? And Harvey's like, okay, fine, I'm gonna flip you for it. Heads,
You're locked in your bed. How are you gonna fucking kill me?
because Joker gives him a gun.
Oh, right.
The non-burnt side, you win, or you live. The burnt side, you lose. And Joker's so excited about this.
He's like, now we're talking.
And he wins. Joker wins the coin toss and gets to live. And so he sets Harvey free like a dog. Loose dog to set on the.
I don't know. He's
set on the
probably
city.
moving kind of slow, and then he blows up the fucking hospital he's in. I hope he got away.
That's true.
Like,
I
I'm
guess
gonna
so.
give you to the count of 3.
Guess yes. I've assured that he is out, and he blows up the hospital and then gets on a bus. And I don't know what happens at that point. He just gets on a bus and it drives away.
Yeah.
What is this bus? Do they not notice that the Joker nurse is on the bus with them? Oh, no. This bus ends up becoming hostages of him. That's true, including Anthony Michael Hall, who has to make a video under duress. I'm Anthony Michael Hall for WNBC. The Joker has me hostage. The Batman needs to fucking do something. They make a big threat on the city. And so the bridge and tunnel crowd, they're in for a big show. And so they've closed all the bridges and they need to evacuate people from the island of Gotham City.
Okay.
Via ferries. But there's only 2 ferries.
So why do Arkham Asylum why are they one of the first groups?
Gordon says to the mayor, I want to get them off because they're the worst of the worst that Harvey Dent has locked up. And I don't know what the Joker is planning, but I bet it has something to do with them. So I want them very far away.
Okay, fine.
So they load all of the worst of the worst.
And this is when Batman reveals to Lucius his 9/11 surveillance scam. I appreciate how appalled Lucius is. Instead of just being like, Nate, ring doorbell cameras on every house.
I mean, yes.
Alexas for everyone.
This is how, well, he's a bad CEO. An actual CEO would be like, holy shit, where in the fucking money now?
Right.
But you've used my sonar system to turn every cell phone in Gotham into a surveillance system. This is wrong. This is too much power for one man. So he's like, that's why I've given it to you. You can be like,
now, first I was a CEO, now I'm this fucking thing.
And what he says is, I'll help you this one time, but after that, I resign. As long as this thing exists, I'm not an employee of yours.
Yeah.
And of course, later, his faith is restored because Bruce Wayne destroys this machine.
His name actually destroys the machine.
Yeah.
He said, when you're done, type in your name.
Yeah. And surely you could never build this again just anytime you want, Bruce.
You don't have plexiglass just hanging around.
And as I said, I hate that he's talking to him in the Batman voice and calling him Fox.
Yeah.
Like, they're not friends. I don't like it.
I know, you guys, your circle is small. You guys should be friends.
Two-Face is now rampaging around the city, getting revenge on all the people who helped take out his girlfriend, his lovely bride-to-be, Rachel. First, he goes to the crooked cop who drove him to the gas house.
How does
kills
he think?
him.
So the Joker does tell him who the first crooked cop is,
I
or
guess so,
something,
yeah.
because like, how we want a head start.
And then he goes and gets Maroney, Eric Roberts, who Laci, sorry, honey, you need plastic surgery.
No,
she said.
no. He's had a lot, and it looks bad.
He kills Maroney in the car, and then we now have this big ferry sequence,
Right.
which I just think is.
I mean, it's there's one person on the tracks, 4 people you don't know which one, classic morality.
But it is not even clear from the movie. Is it if neither of them blows the other up, they're both going to get blown up?
It's not clear, and they don't know, and they really just have to not want to be the ones responsible for the deaths of hundreds of people in order to stop themselves from pushing the button. And it's your everyday person, this normal man that's not arrested, that's like just ravenously trying to kill a whole bunch of people he decided are worthless, even though there's guards there and a man driving the boat and whatever. And then the big thing where the giant criminal is the most moral of all of us. Like, we think we know what people are because of the situations they find themselves in and the labels we give to them, and we do not know what we would do in those circumstances or who we'd become. This whole movie is about that.
Yeah. And it's Tiny Lister who sells it as the big.
It's touching. I find it touching, that time ticking by and the people holding it and not knowing what to do, and the man thinking he could do it and then he can't. And I don't know. I think it's nice. I think it gives you a little bit of hope for Gotham if we're supposed to come care about the city again.
I guess the reason it doesn't give me hope is no one wants to be the one to pull the trigger, but they all want it to happen, and so the point you proved is that none of them want to be guilty, not that they all cared about other lives. The Tiny Lister's the only one who actually was moral about it. Was I choose to, they take us off the board.
Well, and he's like, let me do the thing you're not man enough to do. Not kill.
Yeah.
And I want to reduce sentence for having done that, sir.
Please note that.
What good behavior could there be more good than what I just did?
Yeah, I'm one of the worst that Harvey Dent got. I sold an eighth of marijuana at age 16.
Right. And I'm a tall black man, which already puts me in criminal area.
And I truly hate the thing with the tower, with the Joker's hostages and the SWAT team and the doctors. The clowns are the doctors and the doctors
It's just
are the
like, how many of these scenes do we need? It's not even interesting. Also, when you know the fucking solution, their feet aren't duct taped. They could all lay down. If all of you know you have guns taped to your hands and you think people think that you are trying to shoot them, lay down. If all these people were just rolling around on the floor, no one would think they were a fucking danger.
Batman's got his sonar vision on and Morgan Freeman's giving him instructions over the walkie. So it's just a video game now. Okay, Mr. Wayne, you're going to want to take a right here. Oh, watch out for bogeys. There's comes dogs. Watch out for the dogs. But he eventually makes it to the Joker and they punch each other real good. And the Joker's like, I'm about to watch the fairies go up in flames. No, you're not. Oh, no.
I like the way they show him right side up instead of upside down the whole time. They give Heath Ledger the ability to really shine his performance through without being distracted by him being upside down.
Yeah, I never looked up how they did that.
Well, he really is just upside down. They just flip it. They just flip the footage. He's still doing it upside down. They just want you to see his expressions and really feel his performance because this speech is so important that they flip him right side up for the.
So you think that he actually was suspended upside down?
Look at his hair, Matt. Look at the way his skin is falling.
You could do that with effects.
No. You think
Trick photography.
You think Heath Ledger would have ever accepted
That's
anything?
a good point.
I mean, the jacket, everything. You know how stupid he'd look just walking around. He wouldn't look stupid.
And what he says is Yeah, my fairy thing didn't work. And Batman, my least favorite part of any Batman movie is when Batman has to give a big speech about, you got to believe in the power of people, positive thinking, it's about hope for the future.
Mindset.
Way more Batman movies end that way than you would think. And the Joker's like, yeah, but I still have an ace in the hole. Harvey Dent. Oh no, what did you do?
What did you do to Harvey?
And what happened is Harvey kidnapped Jim Gordon's family.
So many fucking scenes. There's just too many things. I didn't need the building one, I guess.
The building one's the one you lose. But it's like, isn't this movie supposed to culminate with the Joker?
Right.
I also like Heath Ledger was dead, so what they had to use. So they can't do any reshoots.
Right.
And I don't know if they did reshoots at all in the movie, but it does kind of feel like there needs to be like one more thing with the Joker, that this is a little unsatisfying.
Yeah.
And he does say, well, you and I are destined to do this forever.
Right.
But no.
Yep.
But I do think it is very interesting that in this big showdown with Gordon, with Batman and Dent, that they're letting Gary Oldman and Aaron Eckhart carry the emotional weight.
Mm-hmm.
They're not making the lead actor of the movie do it. And Oldman's great in this scene. It's like, you got my fucking family. Kill me instead. And he's like, no, I'm going to say goodbye to tell your child that he's going to be okay, even though he's not.
Yes.
And then Batman shows up and he's like, hey, stop.
Guys.
Pushes him over. And the Dent death is really underwhelming too. He just falls. Oh, poof, clunk. Dead.
I hope he fell on the side that doesn't hurt so much.
So Batman goes down. He's like, what a shame. What a wasted talent. And Harvey's like, it's a mess. The Joker won. Or no, Gordon says that.
It's like, no, he didn't. We're going to blame all this on me. And Harvey's going to go down a legend who fell off a building in the middle of this area for no reason.
Because the reason they have to do this is because 5 people are dead and court cases need to proceed.
How are only 5 people dead is wild.
That Harvey killed. So there's going to be court cases. So we have to tie a suspect. And if people found out that Harvey did it, all his good work will be undone. All the criminals he locked up, Tiny Lister for selling marijuana, etc.
Fuck is a Batman then? If not a symbol, that would totally, it would absolutely flip people out that Batman's not who they thought he was. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. They needed to pin it on someone else. Ramirez.
So he just says, no, I can take it. You can't. Yes. I am whatever Gotham needs me to be. And then does it because it's a Christopher Nolan movie. He has to repeat a couple of lines. You either die a hero or live to see yourself be a legend, Mr. Wayne. And
not a villain?
That
You're being crazy.
I was being crazy.
He's being crazy.
Give me 5 minutes and then call it in.
Batman just wants to retire. He's just tired, y'all.
So he runs away and Gordon calls it in. We have a suspect for the 5 murders. It's Batman. Go get him.
For the fun of 5 that I know about. Why? You've been up here with your family. How do you know about 5?
Yeah, and the cops are like, go get him. It's Batman. Get him. And they chase after him.
Where?
through this yard of shipping containers. He's up there. Get him. It's Batman. He killed those people. And his son's like, why are they chasing him, Daddy?
Because it turns out he's a disgusting criminal, son.
Because we have to chase him. Because he's not the hero Gotham
needs right now.
But the one it deserves. He's whatever Gotham needs us to be. He is a Dark Knight. The end of the movie.
End of the movie. Brr, brr, brr.
We've done 3-hour podcasts before, but the difference with this one, everybody,
we did it all in a row.
Is we did it all in one sitting.
My hair's the same outfit,
which we don't usually do. We take a break. We usually sleep. We're like Batman right now, though. Like, fucking just let it happen. Just end it. I need to go to bed.
Right. However, I needed to take the vacation. If it's me going to the ER or I committed murder.
I said this is a 3.5-star movie. Laci might be responsible for making me bump it up 1/2 star to 4 stars.
I think I give it a 4 too.
This is by far the most I've ever enjoyed it. There are so many Nolan movies where I liked them and then kept thinking, I don't see what everyone else is seeing. Then I watched them repeatedly and somehow it suddenly clicks, and that never happened with The Dark Knight and me.
I absolutely did not expect it. I thought I was going to fucking hate it. And I was worried I was going to hate Heath Ledger's performance too, but no.
It's boring to say, but it's an incredible performance. It's one that's so praised
special
that you can underrate it because you just assume like, oh, those people, you know.
He really is inhabiting and living and breathing. He created something that never existed before.
Who's your second favorite performance in the movie?
Shit. I mean,
Gary Oldman.
I mean, yeah, performance, I guess. Yeah, but I mean, I don't feel like anyone does as much as the Joker, not even Christian Bale. And Bale doesn't particularly tickle me in any of these movies. He's just fine. Batman doesn't have a lot to say or do. And at the end of the day, he's a little rich kid. Yeah, I guess it'd have to be Gary Oldman.
So that's The Dark Knight. My God. And this movie was a huge fucking hit. And because of that, Christopher Nolan got to do whatever the fuck he wanted. And what he wanted to do was make a huge budget, original, non-IP sci-fi movie, Inception.
Bless him.
Which will be the next movie we cover.
Bless him.
God bless that man.
They couldn't have given the power to a more nice villain.
So we will be back in 1 week with Inception. I want to encourage everybody to check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/oneweekrental. Check us out on Letterboxd, Matt Stokes 9 and Lloyd Brang Laci. Check us out on social media. And I have a band, Rural Route 9. We do the music for the program. Check us out on Spotify.
Do it.
Do it.
Okay, I love you. Goodbye.